जो भी कानून के तहत कार्रवाई करनी थी पुलिस ने उसको किया, और पुलिस निरंतर जब से घटना हुई लगातार शिवम मिश्रा के खिलाफ यानी कि उनको गिरफ्तार करने का प्रयास कर रही थी और पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार
रमेश अवस्थी जी।
All right, that's Ramesh Avasthi. He is a BJP MP from Kanpur. I have Ranveer joining me live. Ranveer, that defense clearly weak. We can poke so many holes into the defense there by the BJP MP from Kanpur, given the first question that we had for the Kanpur police that we will also pull up in a moment from now, which is why the delay in adding Shivam Mishra's name to the initial FIR. We want to understand from you the latest in the investigations. Of course, the police have dragged their feet over this probe, but where is Shivam Mishra now as I speak to you?
Shivam Mishra is in Kanpur court, and the argument is going on over the application by Shivam Mishra's lawyer. The application seeking bail for Shivam Mishra, while the Kanpur police, they are seeking 14 days police custody. And if we talk about today's condition in Kanpur court, the Bar Association announced a strike, and they are opposing this argument, and they are saying that today is a strike and no judicial proceeding can be done because the lawyers, they are on strike. So, an heated argument between the prosecution and Shivam Mishra's lawyer is going on, and the Bar Association, they are also protesting inside the court. So, let's see whether the court proceeding will be done and the final verdict will come, or the Bar Association will not allow for any further processing. In this case, if Bar Association's demand will be heard, then Shivam Mishra will have to remain in jail today, and the argument will be done tomorrow. But as the argument is going on, so probably Kanpur court will decide that whether Shivam Mishra will be given bail, or he will be sent to police custody or judicial custody. And if we talk about questions, then the first question is why the medical examination was not done just after the accident, because
right.
Shivam Mishra was in a proper condition. He just got very few minor injuries. So why Kanpur police had not done any kind of medical examination on the day of accident?
All right, Ranveer, thanks for joining us live. Like Ranveer pointed out, that case, the hearing is still on in a court in Kanpur. We will bring you all the observations and the decision taken shortly. But for our viewers, I want you to understand that there are still pending questions. Shivam Mishra has been arrested. That's not the end of the road. There are questions that the Kanpur police must answer, and I have 5 questions for them. Number 1, why was Shivam Mishra's name initially missing in the FIR? 3 days back, we told you his name was not even a part of the first FIR, the initial FIR that was registered in this case. Number 2, why was no medical test conducted on Shivam Mishra after the crash? What this has led to, viewers, is a delay. And now, no medical tests will be of any use because it's been more than 96 hours ever since the incident took place. Number 3, why was Shivam Mishra allowed to leave Kanpur in the first place and go to Delhi? It was only when the father went to the police station and then spoke to the media that we got to know that Shivam Mishra is no longer in Kanpur. He is being treated for his medical issues in the national capital. Why did the police not know that he had moved to Delhi? Why did the police not stop him from moving to the national capital? Number 4, why wasn't Shivam Mishra arrested in the national capital? All right, the father's come out, spoken to the media, gone to the cops and said, my son is in the national capital. Why didn't the Kanpur police send a team and get hold of Shivam Mishra and arrest him in the national capital? And number 5, why didn't the police object to the driver Mohan being made a scapegoat? He was the man who went before the court to surrender. That surrender of the investigations of the FIR till then. Reactions coming in on our big story and on this NDTV impact.
देखिए, आज सूचना प्राप्त हुई थी कि वो कानपुर आया हुआ है। उस सूचना के आधार पर हमारी टीमें सक्रिय हुई, उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया और गिरफ्तार करके माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है। बाकी आगे की कार्यवाही माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में की जाएगी।
कितनी टीमें से लगाई गई?
5 टीमें गठित की गई थी, वो टीमें लगातार लगी हुई थी और समग्र प्रयास करके आज गिरफ्तार किया गया।
उसने कुछ बताया कि गाड़ी कौन चला रहा था, कैसे?
देखिए, पुलिस की विवेचना में पूरी तरह से साफ हो गया है कि एक्सीडेंट के वक्त गाड़ी शिवम मिश्रा ही चला रहा था। इसके लिए तकनीकी और चक्षुदर्शी साक्ष्यों के साक्ष्य अंकित किए जा चुके हैं। पर्याप्त साक्ष्य है, माननीय न्यायालय के समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया जाएगा। आगे का विषय माननीय न्यायालय।
आगे क्या कुछ कार्रवाई करेंगे इसमें?
जैसा मैंने बताया कि माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है, माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में अग्रिम कार्यवाही।
जमानत प्रार्थना पत्र दे दिया गया है। माननीय न्यायालय के बैठने पर उस पर आर्गुमेंट होंगे। ड्राइवर को, जो शिवम मिश्रा को फाल्सली इम्प्लीकेट किया गया है, वो गाड़ी नहीं चला रहा था। पुलिस ने उसको नाहक में बेनाहक जो है गिरफ्तार किया। नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं चला रहा था। ये आर्गुमेंट तो कोर्ट में करेंगे। वो आर्गुमेंट हॉस्पिटल से निकलते ही गिरफ्तार कर लिया। पारस हॉस्पिटल जी, कानपुर। अरे भाई, दिल्ली में इलाज चल रहा था ना। अरे आज भी डॉक्टर की एडवाइस पे।
This is the power of social media, and that so-called fake accused application was rejected by the court. So administration had no option but to arrest him. Otherwise, government had put all efforts to save him.
So they are saying that because of the legal reasons, it was Shivam Mishra who was not arrested. There is complete law and order control in the state, and now finally being arrested.
What is the legal reason? Everybody was saying he is the accused, and then made an FIR in name of unknown. What was their compulsion? Who instructed them? This also should be investigated.
Justice is delayed because of the FIR delay, and you are saying
certainly. See, if it was not a social media, and top of that, if court had not rejected, they had granted everything.
In a breach of privilege notice will not be served against the leader of opposition in the lower house of parliament, Rahul Gandhi, is what we're picking up. In fact, Sanjay Jaiswal has filed a notice to remove objectionable passages from Rahul Gandhi's speech from yesterday. Some portions of Rahul Gandhi's speech, remember, were already removed last night, but the BJP is not satisfied with it. That is why Chief Whip Jaiswal has served the notice. Also, we're being told that Minister Hardeep Singh Puri himself will respond to the allegations leveled by Rahul Gandhi inside the Lok Sabha. Yesterday, Minister Hardeep Singh Puri is expected to be in the House and respond to those allegations. Nishikant Dubey has also filed a separate substantive motion. This has a different process and procedure. If it is accepted, it will be discussed and voted on. If the motion is passed, Rahul Gandhi's membership could also be lost. So now we're being told that in terms of the privilege motion, that's not the way forward for now. We're being told that content from his speech is going to be removed if that notice is accepted. That is being filed by the Chief Whip, Sanjay Jaiswal. We have a reaction coming in.
Expunged yesterday from his speech. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, that is why there are everybody asking why we are went for an extreme position to move a non-confidence motion against the speaker. Because continuously we are complaining that we are not getting justice from the chair. The government is completely pressurizing on chair for not giving any chance to leader of opposition or the leaders of other opposition parties and members. Whenever, even if it is a question of raising some issues, point of order, that point also we will never get a chance to raise a point of order. But that said, government said, whomever stand for a point of order, immediately allowing.
They are going
today
to
what happened,
privilege
you are
motion,
telling
sir.
what today, I also got an information that whatever Rahul ji speak here, completely expunged from the records. Whatever Nirmala Sitharaman ji says, the same text as Rahul ji said is completely in the record. So, total double standard from the government side. That is why we done all these things. So, this parliament is running for government, not for opposition.
Sir, privilege motion लाने की बात भी कर रहे हैं सर नेता विपक्ष के खिलाफ.
They are going to move privilege motion.
They are going to move a privilege motion against leader of opposition.
Big tamasha. Which privilege? Rahul ji broken which privilege? What was the issue of privilege motion?
एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, क्योंकि किसी एमपी के खिलाफ यदि कोई आरोप लगाते हैं, मैं उनकी तरह जो है नियम कानून का हत्या करने वाला आदमी नहीं, या उनकी तरह दादागिरी से जो है ये संविधान नहीं चलाने की बात है। मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, उसमें मैंने जिक्र किया है कि कैसे ये सोरोस फाउंडेशन के साथ, फोर्ड फाउंडेशन के साथ, यूएसएड के साथ मिलकर थाईलैंड जाते हैं, कंबोडिया जाते हैं, वियतनाम जाते हैं, यूएस जाते हैं, भारत विरोधी ताकतों के साथ किस तरह से मिले हुए रहते हैं, इनकी सदस्यता भी रद्द हो और इनको जिंदगी भर के लिए चुनाव लड़ने के लिए डिबार भी कर दिया जाए।
Akhilesh now joining me live on that breaking news just coming in. Akhilesh, just summarize for our viewers where this face-off now stands. We've been told that there'll be no breach of privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi. More words from the content of his speech will be expunged, and this will be a notice that the chief whip, Jaiswal himself, will serve a notice for.
Yes, correct. In fact, there are several kind of actions which are being proposed against leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. Yesterday, there was a talk that the government and the BJP will bring a breach of privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi for making allegations against the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also leveling various charges against senior ministers. And he did not substantiate or verify those claims which are being made against him, made by him. That's why the government was proposing to bring a breach of privilege motion against him. But now there's a talk that Sanjay Jaiswal, the chief whip of the BJP in Lok Sabha, he has given a notice against Rahul Gandhi and suggesting that various controversial and objectionable portions from his speech should be expunged. This is the notice given to the Lok Sabha Speaker against Rule 280. And the chief whip says that though certain portions were removed yesterday from Rahul Gandhi's speech by the Lok Sabha Secretariat, they are not satisfied because still there are various words and various allegations which are there in Rahul Gandhi's speech in Lok Sabha, which was made yesterday during the discussion of the union budget, and those objectionable remarks should be removed. On the other hand, Nishikant Dubey, who is another senior BJP MP, he has given a notice for substantive motion, which is a very important motion because once it is accepted and discussed in the House, there is voting, and after that, if it is passed, strong action can be taken against Rahul Gandhi, and his even membership can go. So this is also another action which is being proposed by the BJP. So several options are being considered. As far as the breach of privilege notice is concerned, now it has been decided that it will not be brought in against Rahul Gandhi.
All right. So three-pronged attack there by the BJP against Rahul Gandhi. The first being, of course, expunging most of the comments made on the trade deal between the US and India. That's something that the chief whip is now in charge of ensuring through a notice. No privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi for now is what we are picking up. But Nishikant Dubey has also filed a motion that could cost Rahul Gandhi his membership. All eyes on that development. And let's now talk about the third attack, this time launched by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju, who has shared another video. In this video, he showed how Congress MPs entered the Lok Sabha Speaker's chamber, and he has alleged that they abused the February. If you remember, that's the day the Prime Minister was expected to speak in the Lok Sabha. That is the day that women MPs from the Congress had surrounded the Prime Minister's seat in the Lok Sabha. Sharing the video, Kiren Rijiju said that the party believes in debate and discussion and never encourages MPs to threaten anyone physically. Remember, this is the third video released by Kiren Rijiju in the last 24 hours, where he's once again underscored what he calls unruly behavior by the Congress, something that he claims the BJP would never do in the well of the House or inside Parliament. The opposition has moved a no-trust motion against the Lok Sabha Speaker, alleging bias. The Speaker has not attended the House since then, claiming he will only return after the no-trust motion is discussed.
अब्यूज नहीं किया। कुछ एक दो एमपी थे जिनको जो थोड़े ज़्यादा नाराज़ थे, तो उन्होंने वो एक्सप्रेस किया, अपनी नाराज़गी एक्सप्रेस की, और मैंने ये भी देखा है कि मैं पीछे से इनकरेज कर रही थी, बिल्कुल झूठे में चुपचाप बैठी थी, और अंत में मैंने एक दो चीज़ें बोली शांति से स्पीकर साहब को।
राहुल गांधी के खिलाफ प्रिविलेज लाने की बात जो
लेके आए राहुल जी के खिलाफ प्रिविलेज, और फिर सुनने के लिए तैयार रहे, इतना साहस रखेंगे सुन सके, जो राहुल जी बोल रहे हैं उन्हें सुने। आप कार्रवाई से निकाल रहे हो, लोगों के दिल से नहीं निकाल सकते।
ऑथेंटिकेट करने को तैयार है राहुल गांधी।
राहुल जी तो तभी कर रहे थे ऑथेंटिकेट के मैं अभी करता हूँ, आप खोल के देख लीजिए टीवी के अंदर।
गाली गलौज वाला क्लेम आपको लगता है गलत है?
गलत है, बिल्कुल गलत है, साबित कर दें।
The Courtroom has become symbolic of the Congress Party and India Alliance. Even the Speaker, the Chairman are not spared. If this is democracy, then certainly we do not belong to that democracy. Because if this is the democracy that the Congress Party practices, democracy is civil behavior, and that too in Parliament, the temple of democracy. And now I heard somebody say there is no bad words used. They go blind and deaf when such things happen. And then it is put out in public domain and they get shamed. So this is the reality of the Congress Party and the India Alliance, and let the world and our citizens see it and know what should be done with them.
ये रिजिजू का स्टेटमेंट है विच इज इन इटसेल्फ अनपार्लियामेंट्री. ये जो काम कर रहे पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर, ये उनका स्कोप में नहीं है. और अगर इफ ही वांट्स टू अक्यूज अस, देन प्लीज शो ऑल द अदर वीडियोस व्हिच यू हैव सेंसर्ड एंड नॉट शोन टू द कंट्री. ये भी दिखा दीजिए. रेणुका चौधरी का कुत्ता पे प्रिविलेज मोशन, अब राहुल गांधी पे प्रिविलेज मोशन. ये इनको समझ में आती है कि प्रिविलेज मोशन है क्या, किस लिए यूज करते हैं, जानकारी नहीं है. और धमकियाँ, ये गली में गुंडे जो घूमते हैं वो बोलते रहते हैं ना, चल बेटा ये है.
News is coming in after filing criminal defamation against Mandira Smith in a court in Delhi. Priya Sajdev Kapoor has now filed a case in the High Court for damages worth 20 crore rupees. That's the latest that we have for you. This is, viewers, a fresh civil suit seeking damages of 20 crore rupees. If you remember the previous criminal defamation case against Mandira in a Patiala House Court of Delhi seeks criminal action against Mandira. But this now is a new fresh civil suit which also claims damages. Priya, who was embroiled in that legal battle over Sanjay Kapoor's estate with his second wife, actor Karishma Kapoor, has claimed that Mandira's statements in a podcast to the media have caused her social humiliation. The civil suit also lists the podcaster as a defendant. Priya Sajdev Kapoor has sought a decree for damages amounting to 20 crore rupees for the alleged loss of reputation, mental agony and social humiliation is what she claims. She has also urged the court to grant injunctions restraining Mandira and the podcast host from publishing or circulating any further allegedly defamatory content against her. Nupur joining me live. Nupur, this saga continues. Now another twist, another claim by Priya Sajdev Kapoor against her sister-in-law.
Well, Vedika, what makes this more serious is that one defamation case, criminal defamation case, is already pending in a lower court in Delhi, that is the Patiala House Court, and that is of criminal in nature, which seeks criminal punishment to Mandira Kapoor by Priya Kapoor. And we had reported earlier that Priya went there, recorded her statements, and generally in those cases there can be also imprisonment up to 2 years. But now this civil suit, amid that ongoing case, this civil suit comes in Delhi High Court, which now Priya is also seeking damages worth rupees 20 crore over the statements made by Mandira Kapoor across podcasts and appearances on TV appearances she has made, and basically claims that she has made against Priya Kapoor. She has quoted all those lines from the podcast by Priya Kapoor and has said that she is trying to paint her in a very derogatory nature, trying to exclude her from the family, and that's why she has now filed a civil suit also seeking damages of rupees 20 crore.
Right, Nupur, do stay with me. We have more breaking news coming in. This has to do with Celina Jaitly's brother and her plea in court. This is to do with the detention matter. We've been told that the Delhi High Court has asked the Ministry of External Affairs to have a meeting with retired Major Kiren Rijiju and get the power of attorney signed in favor of an Emirati law firm, Khalid Al Mari. The central government has issued a letter to the firm to represent Kiren Rijiju. If he is not willing to get legal assistance from the firm, then he will suggest the name of another firm. Nupur, back with us on the story. Shorten the arm for Celina Jaitly's case, Nupur.
Vedika, this is in fact a very peculiar case where the wife who is there in UAE, she is claiming, Celina Jaitly's brother's wife, she is claiming that the brother does not wish to interact with Celina. Celina, on the other hand, is claiming that the wife already had a strange relationship with the brother and she wants to have an interaction with her detained brother. Now, the MEA also today told the court that they have interacted with Vikrant there, and they have also been told that he does not wish to interact with Celina. But today, Delhi High Court, while refusing a prayer for media gag on this entire issue, has said that Vikrant will have to decide on legal assistance. That is, if he does not want to take legal assistance from the proposed Emirati firm, then he will have to tell us that which legal firm he wants to take assistance from. B, they have also recorded that the wife is more than willing to interact with Vikrant and help him in the case. And that on the same lines, the court said that it expects that the wife will also work in tandem with Vikrant, and at the same time the MEA has also been directed by the High Court that they should ensure that they try to hand over the petition filed by Celina Jaitly in the High Court and again ask Vikrant if he wants to interact with Celina Jaitly, which is the actress's primary demand in the Delhi High Court right now.
Nupur, thanks for bringing us all those details from inside the top court. The big story from South, Karnataka Chief Minister power tussle has reached the national capital with Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister DK Sivakumar meeting the Congress top brass regarding the tussle over the CM chair. The meeting saw DK Sivakumar meeting with Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi regarding the growing power tussle in Karnataka. Remember that the crucial meet comes amid growing calls from the Deputy Chief Minister's camp asking him to be made the Chief Minister. Speaking on the meeting, the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister said that he was in the national capital to discuss politics and revealed that he discussed his concerns with the senior leaders of the party, reiterating his quote-unquote time will change everything statement. The Deputy Chief Minister said that a lot was discussed, but only a little can be revealed. Meanwhile, sources have told NDTV that while the meet may have occurred, clarity on the tussle is far from being attained. As per sources, Sivakumar was asked to stay patient by the top brass, who he met with the intention of getting a decisive answer.
ತಿಳಿಸಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರನ ಮಾತಾಡದೆ ಬರೀ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಗಾಳಿ ಮುಗ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಕಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ.
A United Nations counter-terrorism monitoring team has flagged concerns over Pakistan-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed being linked to the Red Fort blast and raised fresh concerns over the terror outfit's evolving organizational tactics, including the creation of a women-only wing to support terror operations. In its latest report to the UNSC, the Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team pointed out that the Jaish has claimed responsibility for a series of attacks and was also linked to the assault on the Red Fort on the 9th of November in the national capital, which killed 15 people. The report further noted that on 8th October, Jaish-e-Mohammed leader Masood Azhar formally announced the establishment of a women-only wing named Jamaat-ul-Muminat. According to the UN team, the new body was explicitly aimed at supporting terror attacks, marking a shift in recruitment and facilitation strategies by the group. Analysts say such moves mirror trends seen among other extremist organizations seeking to broaden their support base, expand logistics and networks, and evade security scrutiny by involving women in auxiliary and operational roles. Moving on, day one of Maharashtra's HSC exams has been marred by multiple cheating cases across the state. In Sambhajinagar, alleged mass copying inside an exam hall was caught on CCTV that you can see on your screens. Students were seen openly cheating in the presence of teachers. A proposal seeks action against 19 staffers, including the center director. In Bir, drone cameras captured relatives delivering cheating material for the English paper. The district magistrate ordered action and a case has been filed against 17 teachers and the center operator. What you're seeing on your screen right now is drone footage of how papers were also being handed over, answer sheets from the windows of that building. Now, the India AI Impact Summit 2026 at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi will bring together Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Emmanuel Macron and tech leaders like Sundar Pichai, Sam Altman and a lot more. Our AI and tech editor Ayush explains everything that you can expect from one of the biggest AI events in the world.
It reads less like a conference guest list and more like a Forbes power ranking. Google CEO Sundar Pichai, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, NVIDIA Chief Jensen Huang, Anthropic's Dario Amodei, DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, Microsoft President Brad Smith, Meta's Chief AI Scientist Alexander Wang, Qualcomm CEO Cristiano Amon. Arguably, for the first time, so many global AI heavyweights will be under one roof in Delhi. Artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of global power, and now India is stepping firmly into the driver's seat. New Delhi will host the India AI Impact Summit 2026, the first AI summit in the Global South from February 16th to the 20th. Announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the France AI Action Summit, this high-level gathering marks a critical turning point in the global AI race. With over 35,000 registrations, the summit is expected to witness participation from over 100 countries, 50+ heads of states, ministries, and over 500+ startups to engage across 500 sessions. India now ranks among the top 3 globally in AI competitiveness. With over 700 million internet users and the world's second largest AI workforce, the scale here is unmatched. India is generating nearly 20% of the world's data. And for AI models that thrive on diverse, multilingual, real-world data, that scale is gold. As industry experts put it, India is the ultimate test bed. Despite geopolitical headwinds, the message from the visiting AI elite seems clear. You cannot win global AI race without winning in India. And as Prime Minister Modi takes the stage next week, Delhi may well signal a new power shift in the global AI order. Bureau Report, NDTV.
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi. NDTV In.AI Summit 2026. On the NDTV network.
From headlines, moving on to heartlines. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and here's how ITC Fabel is turning Valentine's love into a chocolate story called The Arc of Love.
This Valentine's Day, love is not just in the air. It also has a sweet taste. ITC Fabel is turning the journey of love into chocolate. Called the Arc of Love, this limited edition Valentine's Day chocolate collection inspired by the 5 stages of love. The handcrafted box features 5 heart-shaped pralines, each representing a chapter of a romantic journey. From the beginning to the beyond, flavors ranging from white chocolate and caramelized macadamia to dark cocoa and a hint of French sea salt. The collection is priced at Rs 845, available at select Fabel stores and on quick commerce platforms such as Swiggy, Zomato, Instamart, Zepto and Blinkit. And for couples looking to take the celebration further, Fabel is pairing the chocolates with an exclusive 7-course Valentine's Day dining experience at select ITC hotels in Bengaluru, Chennai, Delhi, and Kolkata on Valentine's Day. The gourmet experience, priced at Rs 15,000 per couple, blends chocolate into cuisine across multiple courses, where craftsmanship and innovation translates flavor into the poetry of love itself. Bureau Report, NDTV.
News just coming in. Congress MP Jyoti Mani says she will file a defamation suit against Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju. This after Kiren Rijiju on X released a video where she along with other Congress MPs can be seen inside the Lok Sabha Speaker's office on the 4th of February. Jyoti Mani has now come out and said that she will file a defamation suit against Kiren Rijiju.
So Rijuji, I will file a defamation suit against Rijuji if Rijuji is not proving this point. The point is very clear. Rahul Gandhi ji yesterday ripped this government apart and proved that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the BJP, for their own interest, to save their friends, to save themselves, sold out this country, sold out the farmers, sold out the youth aspirations, sold out our very valuable data, sold out the MSME industries. So now they do not have any place to hide. Because that is why they want to come with the kind of false accusation. But we are not diverted by this kind of accusation. We are sticking with the government is sold out this country. Prime Minister is weak. Prime Minister is afraid of everybody. Whatever Kiren Rijiju is saying is out of fear.
All right, Jyoti Mani from the Congress party, they're saying that she will file a defamation case against the minister there on your screens, Kiren Rijiju. This after a third video was released by the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, the video that you see on the top of your screens, where he claims that Congress MPs abused the Lok Sabha Speaker and also made derogatory remarks against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is not the first video, like I said, that has been released by him. He had said in this video while posting it on X, and I'm going to quote him here, "This is the illegal video clip taken by Congress MP when 20 to 25 Congress MPs entered the chamber of Honourable Speaker, abused him and threatened Honourable Prime Minister. Our party believes in debate and discussion and never encourages MPs to threaten physically." Aishwarya, who just spoke with Jyoti Mani, joins me live on the story. Aishwarya, it's been an explosive day in terms of face-offs between the BJP and the Congress. You have a three-pronged attack by the BJP on Rahul Gandhi, but now you also have Jyoti Mani, who is a part of the video that was put out by Kiren Rijiju, claiming that she is going to take action and sue the minister for that video.
Well, I exactly asked her version as far as Jyoti Mani is concerned, who was also seen in that particular video that has been posted by Mr. Rijiju. She said that I dare Mr. Rijiju that release that particular video with the audio, and if he fails to do so, then certainly she is going to file a defamation suit because we are dignified MPs of a party. And we come from a respected family, something that she also mentioned. We can't abuse, we have no personal grudges with Lok Sabha Speaker. And the claims that have been made by Mr. Rijiju are absolutely baseless. These are untruth, things that Mr. Rijiju is saying. And certainly it's face-off claims and counter-claims being exchanged, both from the opposition and the treasury benches as far as these videos which have been posted by Mr. Rijiju is concerned. But what sort of action the Lok Sabha Speaker at last takes is something that is very interesting to see in the upcoming days.
Aishwarya, thanks for joining me live on that developing story. Remember, the face-off inside Parliament and outside continues. It's a fierce face-off between the BJP and the Congress and other opposition leaders that continues in the national capital. So for a short break, on the other side we return with news. The top news being from Bangladesh, where voting is taking place in the country. This is, of course, one of the most significant and important elections to take place in South Asia this year.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933।
बरसों से सरसों।
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
Expert advice. The latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your automate.
Other opposition parties. They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning.
Welcome back. Here's a quick check on the headlines in our worldview. Bangladesh votes after Hasina ouster, first polls after 2024. Uprising, Yunus government faces public heat. An 18-year-old trans woman has been identified as the suspect in the Canada mass shooting that left 9 dead. U.S. Attorney General's House Judiciary Committee hearing saw her exchange jabs with lawmakers over the release of the Epstein files. Bangladesh elections are currently underway in what is being described as one of South Asia's most consequential elections this year. Counting will begin immediately after voting ends. The vote comes 18 months after student-led uprising forced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina from power. It's primarily a two-way contest between BNP and the Jamaat Alliance. In fact, there was violence reported today between the two party supporters at Mirpur, the constituency from which Jamaat chief Shafiqur Rahman is contesting. Sheikh Hasina's Awami League has been banned from contesting the polls. There were also crude bomb explosions in two areas in Gopalganj and in Munshiganj. 3 people and a child were reportedly injured. Speaking to the media after casting his vote, BNP chief Tariq Rahman said that if they come to power, they will ensure that everyone feels safe in the country. These remarks are of significance to India as there have been multiple instances of violence against Hindu minorities in Bangladesh, the latest being on the eve of the election. That's a big story that we're tracking here on Breaking Ground. Remember, this is the first time in more than a decade that an election is being held at a time when both the Begums are not a part of the elections. The Awami League has called this a stage election as well, but the face-off is mainly between two parties. Bangladesh is voting for a crucial national election today, the first since 2024 July, when the uprising ended former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's 15 years of iron-fisted rule. Polls open at 7:30 this morning and will close, we're being told, at about 4:30 p.m., which is 4 p.m. IST. For decades, Bangladesh was defined by women at the top, Sheikh Hasina and Khaleda Zia. But this election, like I said, tells a very different story. With both leaders gone, women are almost invisible on the ballot. Just 4% of candidates nationwide, many placeholders tied to male politicians, from Islamist parties banning women outright to major parties offering token representation.
For decades, Bangladesh's politics appeared to defy the world. Two women, Sheikh Hasina and Khaleda Zia, rule the country's political landscape, alternating power, shaping governments, and defining national discourse. With the two leaders gone, women have all but vanished from Bangladesh's political front lines. Only 78 women are contesting in the polls nationwide, just over 4% of all candidates. In Dhaka, this is being sold as progress, but the reality is far less empowering. Nearly 1/3 of these women are not independent political actors, but rather wives, daughters of influential male leaders, placeholders in a system still controlled by men. At least 30 political parties have not nominated a single woman. Among them, Islamist groups like Jamaat-e-Islami, making the exclusion explicit, saying women cannot lead his party and even equating working women to prostitutes. The Jamaat manifesto also proposes to reduce women's working hours to allow them to focus on domestic chores. Even the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, once led by Khaleda Zia, has fielded only 10 women, all with direct family ties to senior leaders. This points to a larger systemic challenge in Bangladesh. While women are represented across governance, education and other sectors, they are missing from the ballot boxes, shut out from seeking political power.
And here's a ground report from my colleague Saurabh, who is in Dhaka currently.
Since the morning at the main voting centres, there's been a considerable crowd and lines of voters who've been turning up to vote. Now, this is, of course, the polling booth where the Jamaat-e-Islami chief voted himself. There are also a lot of women voters who are turning up to vote. And voters, of course, are important. Now, if we could ask some of these voters also some questions. How important are these? How important are these elections for you?
আমাদের ইলেকশন আজকে হচ্ছে, আমরা যেহেতু বাংলাদেশের, আমি বাংলাতেই বলছি যে আজকে আমাদের অনেক বছর পরে অনেক খুশির একটা দিন, আমরা স্বাধীনভাবে ভোট দিতে পারছি। এর চেয়ে বড় খুশি আর কিছুই হতে পারে না। আমরা সবাই খুব খুশি এবং ভালোভাবে ইলেকশন হচ্ছে এবং সকাল থেকে আমরা সবাই খুব সুন্দরভাবে আমরা এনজয় করছি এবং ভোট দিচ্ছি। জয় বাংলাদেশ।
That's important. What she says is, of course, that, that they've been voting since morning and that people are being allowed to vote, which they say is something that they appreciate. And using that right to vote, they, of course, will choose a new government. And that's so important because, remember, this is an election that's so important for so many reasons. Now, for so many years, the politics in Bangladesh was defined by a battle between two women. Begum Khaleda Zia, who led the BNP, and Sheikh Hasina, who led the Awami League. That has changed completely in this election. Now it's a battle between the Jamaat-e-Islami and the BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. The BNP led by Tariq Rahman, the Jamaat led by Shafiqur Rahman. Both have cast their votes. Both seemed confident in the morning. Tariq Rahman, of course, said that security, protection of everybody, security of women would be his top priority. The Jamaat chief said he's also confident of the party's performance.
You don't
come in the frame. He won't let you come in the frame.
Hello and welcome. Thanks very much. You're watching NDTV. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Ever since Rahul Gandhi brought up the Epstein files in connection with the India-US trade deal and suggested that America has India in a chokehold, the one minister who has been in the crosshairs of the opposition party, more specifically the Congress, is Union Minister Hardeep Puri. The Congress party says that his name is in the Epstein files and he should take moral responsibility. To talk about the Epstein files and more, joining us now is Mr. Puri himself. Mr. Puri, thanks very much for speaking to us here on NDTV.
Thank you very much, and I'm so happy the way you have introduced this, that there is a chokehold and I'm responsible for the trade deal. So I'm very happy to talk to you. So please...
So apparently India has been shortchanged. The Congress says the reason that India has been shortchanged is because of the Epstein files.
See, India has got a trade deal from the United States in a very difficult set of circumstances. My view of the trade deal, as a former trade negotiator, somebody who was negotiating simple trade problems in the United States in 1981, when they imposed countervailing duties on the export of manhole covers and industrial fasteners, which is the most basic engineering products we made, you know, the manhole covers which go over a nali or sanitary casting. Today, India is a $4 trillion economy aspiring to be a $20 trillion economy. United States is the world's largest economy, 30 trillion. Because of a set of circumstances, they imposed, after Mr. Trump came, Trump 2.0, heavy penalties and tariffs all around. Okay? Those tariffs are the subject of scrutiny elsewhere. But meanwhile, India ended up with 50% of tariffs. So this deal has brought those tariffs down to 18%. If you look at the sensitive sectors, and I think Mr. Goel and the MEA, etc., have talked about it, we've got a very good deal. In a trade negotiation, Padmaja, you have to give and take. I was once a young trade negotiator, all of less than 30 years old, and Mr. VP Singh was the Commerce Minister, and after we had won a case against the Maldives and the Textile Surveillance Board on textile, against the United States, on restraints on textile exports, okay, he called me to London and he said, in a very affectionate way, he said, "Aap to sare unki tajori le jana chahte ho." So I said, "Nahi, we did this anyway." You give and take. Yes, India will put something forward, but there are some core sectors, and I think everybody has made it absolutely clear that on the core interests of India, issues pertaining to farmers, interests pertaining to other sectors, we've not given an inch. And by the way, Padmaja, this is a framework for an interim agreement. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if he only reads that, he would have come to the conclusion that this is something which is in the works. And by the way, for a country like India, which has 50% of its GDP in the external sector, that is the value of goods and services exported and imported, and the value of remittances, trade deals are absolutely crucial. And full marks to the Prime Minister. He did one with the EU 27. By the way, that was pending for 16 years. He did that one before that with EFTA. He did one with Australia, 9 deals in all. And this is a framework of an interim agreement. Therefore, for him to suggest that because of some file somewhere, India has surrendered, PM has surrendered. So I think I liked what my friend Kiren Rijiju said. He said, "Koi माई का लाल अभी तक पैदा नहीं हुआ जो कह सकता है कि इंडिया, भारत और नरेंद्र मोदी has surrendered." So Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a young, not so young politician who doesn't read himself, who needs better advisors. I've always said a minister is only as good as his PS or his advisor. If he had read it, he would have perhaps taken adequate safeguard measures not to make an absolute ass of himself.
Now, let me ask you specific questions about these emails that Mr. Gandhi has referred to. You said that this was element of entertainment and buffoonery. But if we take a look at the contents, first of all, why was somebody who's a member of the BJP, and that has been underlined. You were a member of the BJP in 2014 already when you were corresponding with Jeffrey Epstein. What was the need to correspond with somebody who in 2008 had already pled guilty to 2 counts of soliciting prostitution. He had been sentenced to 13 months of jail already. 6 years later, what was the need to correspond with him?
I'll tell you very frankly, in 2008 what happened, I was there, I had no clue. In 2013, when I joined the IPI, okay, and in the first meeting itself, we had a reasonably sense of unease. Therefore, the person who took us for the meeting, took me and the chairman, who's the former Prime Minister of Australia, for the meeting, he didn't tell us where we were going. So, and I insisted, he said, Anna, the driver will bring you there. So, I actually Googled the address. And I asked Anna, where are you taking us? She gave me the address. When I Googled the address, I told my other colleague, I said, it doesn't seem right, we shouldn't go there. He said, yeah, we're going as part of a delegation, what is the problem? So, my sense of unease was there. Insofar as how much was known in 2018, Padmaja, let me tell you, he served house arrest because the charge to which he pled guilty was prostitution, seeking the services of a prostitute who was underage. Now, I don't know what the facts are, but the fact is that when I come on the scene, I was PR from 2009. I had no clue who Epstein was, never heard of him. It's only when I joined the IPI, when I heard about it, I was uneasy. Therefore, if you read the email, it is an interaction with a man called Reid Hoffman, who on the respectability quotient is one of the most respectable people in the world, because Reid Hoffman was the founder of LinkedIn. I am telling him, and the correspondence between me and Epstein, I hope you persuaded Reid to go to India. And I told him what is all good about India. By the way, this was October 2014. No connect after that. In 2015, in an email.
No, you corresponded with him in December 2014.
That's what I'm saying. Uske baad on 25th December, I think it was...
24th December. Yeah, 24th December, you sent him season's greetings.
That's all right. There's another email on 25th December. I think it's next year. I don't know. We can find it out. Which he refers to me, this famous convict. And he says, two-faced ? And my boss says, if you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first. That shows you the level of the relationship. And that's it. 8 years. 3 or 4 meetings and these 2 emails. Yeah.
So when you say that you had a sense of unease when you first met Jeffrey Epstein, did you know of his history?
No, I did not.
Why did you meet him? Who introduced you?
No, I'll tell you something. When I went there, I did not know who he was. On the first meeting, we Googled him. Okay. Then we also had a discussion amongst ourselves. Should we meet him or not? The issue was going as part of a delegation. Uske baad bhul gaye. Uske baad there is the only substantive interaction is this one. And by the way, I don't want to be defensive on it. I meet a lot of people in my life. Many of the people I interact with at the political level have been convicted of something else. Yesterday, somebody was talking to me about somebody who was convicted of organ trading. And I said, yaar, ye kahan isko mil rahe ho? So I'm just telling you, in politics or in public life, if I was a government official, I would have sent a message to somebody saying, should I meet this person? Okay. But I was working for the IPI, and ICM was a project under the IPI. ICM was a project set up to see if the United Nations was fit for purpose on its 75th anniversary. It had the most respectable people in the world. A former Prime Minister of Australia chairing it. One of the board members is now president of another country. They were very famous people. And we were trying to look at the world. We didn't invite Epstein there. We happened to just go there for this meeting which I'm telling you about.
So this December email, there are a couple of words which are being marked out in particular. Just for the benefit of our viewers, let me tell the sequence of events. So first, you wrote to Jeffrey Epstein on the 24th of December. You said season's greetings. Please let me know when you're back from your exotic island.
That I have an expression I use with everybody. I have some people who are well-to-do people. Which exotic place are you in? No.
Because that is the suspicious island, or that is the island where all the misdemeanors...
That would be, but I also said, where are you? Which exotic place are you in? Don't read any meaning into that. In any case, I'm asking because there is a discussion to be held, okay? That is the part of the context of the discussion.
Okay, because then when he writes back saying, I was writing you, amazing, I spoke to Reid, you reply at 6:17 p.m. and you say, indeed, telepathy, give me a shout when you're back. and have fun, not that you require encouragement
That's
from
correct.
others for that.
Yeah.
The Congress is saying this indicates that there
And
was
I knew by that time, 2014, 15, I knew. So what you have fun means what? I mean, listen, the Congress is capable of anything. Mr. Rahul Gandhi goes on trips to Vietnam.
But what kind of fun?
I have no clue. Listen, he is not a personal acquaintance of mine that I'm asking what kind of fun. Mine is not that kind of relationship. I've never been to that island. He's never been to my house, etc. I am talking about Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. So that's it.
Okay, but there was no knowledge that you had what was going on that island when you speak of exhorting island.
No. All this came out much later in 2017. We had switched off from that. Yeah.
There is one other email that subsequently Jeffrey Epstein writes. This email where you have, he says, your November email with Reid Hoffman and Epstein, you talk about investment in India and the digital boost, etc., which is great. But did you at some point think that why do you need to go via Epstein?
No,
even
it's
to
not a
meet
question.
somebody like a Hoffman?
No, hold on. It's not what happened. When you go in a delegation, so this is Hardeep Puri of India. He is sending a message to the General Counsel of the White House and saying, tell POTUS, POTUS means the President of the United States, to come for the high-level UN climate summit because he'll meet a lot of important people. Gordon Brown, Prime Minister of the UK, President of Mongolia, X, Y, Z. Then he comes Hardeep Puri of India, Sultan Jabor of Qatar. So he's name dropping. When you go there, I'm introduced. He is the Secretary General of the Independent Commission. He's from India. Oh, India, great. And, Modi, great. New government, etc. Then he said, you should meet Reid Hoffman, etc. I am not seeking the meeting. Somebody set up the meeting. And he's inquiring, has that meeting taken place? I said, meeting is taking place this afternoon. And this long one, this long message. So instead of picking up the most innocuous things, like greetings or, I hope you're having fun, etc., etc. Look, Padmaja, please read the email. The second last para. If there was some wrongdoing in this, read. This is
the December email.
No, this is the 13 November one. Okay, see, read. My daughters, and I don't want to name them, they're given here, asked me in particular to thank you for sending them the copies of your book duly autographed. I have been remiss in not conveying that appreciation earlier. Do you think I would bring my daughters into a conversation like this? Reid Hoffman had written a world-famous book, which is, the title I forget me, which is really something all young people in innovation should read. So he said, how are you? What is? I tell him about my wife, my daughters, etc. Then he said, get me 2 books, and he autographs them. For heaven's sake, agar किसी बात का पतंगड़ बनाना है, I can give you a long list of things which we can talk about. But this email, and you see the hundreds and thousands of memes which have gone around. Well, Larry Summers is in trouble talking about sex, somebody else is in trouble. I'm smelling of roses in this. So if you want to, I mean, I'm quite happy to do that. But I think we need to, as a political system, worry about the leader. For this, I want to thank him, by the way, because he's given me an opportunity. Earlier I would have got a telephone call from you or somebody in the middle of the night. I would have answered it to them. But since he raised it in Parliament, and quite apart from the privileges motion which will be slapped on him, it gives me an opportunity to also do that. So that's the bottom.
The parallel is being drawn with what is happening in the UK, what is happening in the US. Howard Lutnick, he met with the same person. And he, before the Senate committee, including by Republicans, is being asked to step down.
Yes, he met him because he met him and went to his island with his children. That's a different issue.
But he went with his children and his nannies.
Hold on.
And this was just 4 years later. You met him 6 years later.
No, I met him. I'll tell you something. If I have to step down or being asked to step down, then I think people are living in cuckoo land. There must be something else I would have done. But because I met a person 11 years ago or 12 or 14 years ago, actually 14, 2013 and 14, which is about 12 years ago when I was not a part of the government, okay? Those guys had this thing. In UK, the storm is about Peter Mandelson. The guy was passing on information to him, information which was tradable. And he was passing on information. These are a violation of all kinds of ethics rules. I'm not getting into, I know Peter Mandelson, etc. So please, if we have the ability to draw a distinction between one and the other, So,
तो कह रहे moral responsibility होती है, guilt by association.
Guilt by association, to meet a person twice. Tomorrow you go and commit a crime and somebody shows the clip of mine saying you're guilt or you met Padmala Joshi and so and so. All kinds of things people will say about you. Yeah? And so just because I gave you an interview, meri guilt by association hogi. This Alice in Wonderland characters, Alice in Cuckooland, his father was the Prime Minister when I went to meet Mr. Prabhakaran crossing the mines in Jaffna. Okay, and I flew him here for the India-Sri Lanka peace agreement. Now, because I met a terrorist, wo ho gaya. I mean, look at what the standards are. I said, listen, out of all this, if they want to come out something, I would advise them, don't take a 10-second clip from one of my interviews and put an AI generation on it. Please look at the context. What was the context in 2008? What was the context in 2014? As soon as we knew and we became clear on who this guy was, we cut our losses.
You've never been to the island?
No way. No way. No, not been on the island, not stepped on that aircraft. What's it? The aircraft had an interesting name I read in the email somewhere. But more than that, I cut my contacts with the IPI. By the way, the president of the IPI who introduced us was later sacked by the board. You know that? He was sacked by the board. And more stuff came out. So, you're working in an organization. I mean, I don't know who the owner of your channel is. Which channel are you with?
NDTV.
NDTV. I don't really don't know who the owner. But I'm really, because people shifting out all around. I associate you with Times Now. Somebody has a case somewhere or something like that. Can you be faulted for working for an organization? You can't be. You can't be.
You've said, sir, that these were only professional engagements that you had. Let me quote to you another email. 7th June 2014, this was an email about a dinner. It was written by Epstein to Lawrence Summers, where he says, in my Sunday...
That I know, but that's Lawrence Summers.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my house. So this was about a dinner that was held. Ehud Barak, he mentions your name. He speaks about Kevin Rudd and Woody, which I presumably
Woody
think
Allen,
would be Woody Allen.
Yeah.
So the argument now being made by the Congress is that this went beyond professional association. Went for dinner.
No, hold on. I have never been alone to his place for dinner.
Yes, there are other people mentioned in that.
I have never been alone in the place for dinner. I told you I was taken by the person. I think that visit when we were ambushed, this must have been the one. I don't remember the thing. And because it was Kevin Rudd, me, it was Terrier Rod Larson or whatever it is. So you go, it wasn't even a dinner.
June 2014.
I don't remember that. I don't remember the exact day, June 14, October 14. It was not even a dinner. It was a sitting around a table and a lot of very important people. There were some, other people also. And after about 20-25 minutes, when you see that you have nothing in common there, you say thank you very much and you leave.
Now, sir, there is this mail that you have spoken at length about, how there should be a visit to India by the co-founder of LinkedIn, about India's digital mission, etc., which makes one, and you've specifically mentioned, newly elected Prime Minister Modi's focus to revive the Indian economy includes an audaciously ambitious plan to expand rural internet coverage, etc. And you're really talking up the government. Is there any connection of the Prime Minister with Jeffrey Epstein?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. I'm telling you. And that is what Rahul did to be really ashamed of himself. And they have not been able to bring it up. There is in some email, somebody said, oh, Modi's on board. Who? Somebody is bragging to him. Somebody goes and meets him. And so I'm telling you, anybody after 2014 May who would have met him, and if he had said, I want to meet Modi, nobody would have touched it with a barge pole. As I said, after a while you knew who he was, and then you said, thank you very much, period. Mr. Modi came in only 26th May 2014. There's no connection anywhere there.
Because, yesterday I was watching the Lok Sabha proceedings. At one point, Mr. Gandhi said, I am willing to substantiate. वो कह रहे हैं कि भाई हमारे पास सारा प्रूफ है, आप उनको बोलने ही नहीं दे रहे हैं और उनके ऊपर आप प्रिविलेज लाके मुंह बंद करा रहे हो.
मैंने वही तो करा. The essence of a democracy is participation. Participation का मतलब यह है कि you must participate in a discussion. पहले मैं कहता था ये shoot and scoot है, अब क्या कह रहे हैं ये spit and fly है. ये क्या करते हैं, ये बात करते हैं. तो हमने उस समय भी कहा, हमने कहा जब वो आप किसी, it's not this subject, everything I can authenticate. He waves a copy of the Constitution around. It has cellophane cover. So what I did is I walked up to a Congress member and I said, "Yaar, lunch on me. Give me a copy." Usne de di copy. I opened it. You know, the copy is very interesting. The preface to that was giving Ma Behan ki gali to the Congress on the imposition of the emergency, on that copy of the Constitution. So, itna bhi homework nahi karte that they distributed a copy around which said the only time since India became an independent country and the Constitution was enacted, that there was a curtailment of civil liberties and, you know, all fundamental rights were suspended, was June 1975. And he's waving that book around. So please, please, he not only doesn't read, he has a group of advisors who have got him into this spot. On this spot, he has some answering to do, because if he produces all this authentication evidence, we are going to go after him in a privilege motion. Not me, my party. And that's what I tell people. See, don't think that in a democracy, you can level an allegation. Well, depending on who it is. As I said, I've heard this innuendo again, and I want to share something in the interest of full disclosure with you. Yes, it struck my mind I should respond now. But all my advisors said, sir, you know, come into my parlor, said the web to get this, what is the expression?
Said the spider.
To the web. So I said to come into my parlor, let's have some fun. And yesterday he gave me that opening. And I'm enjoying every minute of it.
What if Rahul Gandhi was to walk up to you like he walked up to Ashwini
Wink again.
Vaishnav
Wink again.
and Prahlad Joshi? Yesterday they were doing a press conference. He walked up to them. What if he was to walk up to you today in Parliament? What would you tell him?
I'll tell him, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having fun. Because I sent you a note, and now it's that if you had read the note and, you know, sent me a reply, etc. Yesterday I gave the same note out in a press conference. That's all I did.
Okay. Finally, I want to ask you, Mr. Hardeep Puri, you are saying conclusively there was never any personal relation you had with Jeffrey Epstein. You have never been on his plane or his island, and the Prime Minister has never met him.
Never. Prime Minister had nothing to do with it, nor have I had any personal relationship other than when I was with the IPI, 8 years. I became ambassador to the UN on May or June 2009. I became a minister in September 2017. In 8 years, if you meet a guy 4 times, and that also meetings are 6 months or 1 year later, and they said, you know, India, well, I will never miss an opportunity, whether I'm part of the government or not, to say good things about India, unlike the honorable leader of the opposition who's running us down all the time.
But just to be clear, you have said there are 3 to 4 references and 3 million emails, but the DOJ library, if you search them, they show 46 results against your name.
No, that is their, unke aapas ki hai. Uski aapas ki hai wo, unke wo hai. There are no, I don't, somebody may refer like, and there is an email which nobody is referring to. I think it's when before the climate summit is taking place there. That climate summit, they said...
so there are 430 references against just Hardeep and 46 results against the name Hardeep Puri. That is what is being quoted as, that you are extensively there.
No, look, I'll tell you something. This is repetition. The same thing is repeated several times, like depending on how you are. For instance, if there is a reference to Padmaja and Hardeep, and there is another one with 3 other journalists, you tweet one, so they're counting it down. I'm saying categorically that in 8 years, I met the guy 3, maximum 4 times. One was that thing with the Prime Minister of Israel, you know, Woody Allen, Kevin Rudd. Yes. That's where we've been taken. We had a board meeting of the ICM, all right, and some of the board members, and that is one. And so I've just told you, look, categorical, if you can find something else, be my guest.
All right, sir, for taking all the questions on the chin. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. Hardeep Puri, for being candid.
All the best. Thank you.
That was Union Minister Hardeep Puri talking to Padmaja, clearing the air about the Epstein case, saying that you can't be found guilty by association based on 2 to 3 meetings. He's never been to Epstein's island or Epstein's house, and everything was only work-related. Moving on now is the Rahul Gandhi versus the government face-off that has escalated inside the parliament over his remarks on the India-US trade deal. This comes after Rahul Gandhi made an attack on the trade deal between India and the US and blamed the government for coming out with a very small trade deal. Now, the BJP Chief Whip Sanjay Jaiswal has moved a notice seeking the removal of what he calls objectionable portions from Rahul Gandhi's speech. Though some remarks were expunged, the BJP says that that is really not enough. The BJP MP on the other side, Nishikant Dubey, has also filed a motion seeking cancellation of Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha membership, alleging he speaks without facts. If admitted, the motion could be discussed and put to vote. And if the motion is passed, Rahul's membership could also be lost. Rahul Gandhi had sharply attacked the trade deal, calling it a weak agreement. His sister, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, struck a defiant note saying that the government can do what they want and Rahul Gandhi is not bothered by this. It really doesn't affect him, is what she said.
मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है क्योंकि किसी एमपी के खिलाफ यदि कोई आरोप लगाते हैं, मैं उनकी तरह जो है नियम कानून का हत्या करने वाला आदमी नहीं, या उनकी तरह दादागिरी से जो है ये संविधान नहीं चलाने की बात है। मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, उसमें मैंने जिक्र किया है कि कैसे ये सोरोस फाउंडेशन के साथ, फोर्ड फाउंडेशन के साथ, यूएसएड के साथ मिलकर थाईलैंड जाते हैं, कंबोडिया जाते हैं, वियतनाम जाते हैं, यूएस जाते हैं, भारत विरोधी ताकतों के साथ किस तरह से मिले हुए रहते हैं। इनकी सदस्यता भी रद्द हो और इनको जिंदगी भर के लिए चुनाव लड़ने के लिए डिबार भी कर दिया जाए।
एफआईआर, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता। एफआईआर, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
मैंने कल भी कहा हूं, ऑथेंटिकेट बोले तो मैं ऑथेंटिकेट करता हूं, बोलता है। ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए अभी तक रिकॉर्ड नहीं दिया है, अभी तक एविडेंस नहीं दिया है। कुछ भी बिना तथ्य के आधार पर ऐसे बोलते हैं, वो समझे वो राजा महाराजा है, ऐसे ही बोल सकते हैं।
सरकार के प्रिविलेज लाने की तैयारी कर रही है,
वो तो पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री एंड मिनिस्टर डिसाइड करेगा। मुझे उसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं है, लेकिन सदन में हो, सदन के बाहर हो, मोस्ट इमेच्योर्ड बिहेवियर वो हर बार कर रहे हैं और जनता इसीलिए उनको हार का रुचि हर बार दिखा रहे हैं, फिर भी उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है।
If they file privilege motion, they tried to remove his membership last time. What happened? People elected more than than Modi ji. Check the voters of Varanasi and Rai Bareli. You removed him the parliament there. After the election, people elected him more majority than Narendra Modi ji. We are not bothered about the privilege, this substantiate. We are not bothered about it. If you want to hang us, hang us.
Prashant, my colleague, joining us. Prashant, what could this potentially mean for Rahul Gandhi?
Well, government has now hinted that they are not going to move any privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi from the Treasury benches. But since Nishikant Dubey has moved a notice for moving a substantive motion, which means that if that motion is taken up for discussion, then the House will take a call. It will be discussed in the House. And if that motion is passed, then Rahul Gandhi might lose his membership also. But that will depend on the speaker, because Nishikant Dubey has given the notice to the speaker's office, and now it is up to the speaker when to take up this notice. If at all it is to be taken up or not, it is entirely in the domain of speaker. So we will have to wait and see. But keeping in view that substantive motion has been moved for demanding the the removal of Rahul Gandhi's membership from the Lok Sabha, and also barring him from contesting future elections anywhere in the country. So that is why government has changed its strategy, and they have decided that no privilege motion will be moved. In place of that privilege motion, Nishikant Dubey has moved a notice for a substantive motion.
Right, Prashant, stay with us for our next story as well. Now, fresh political war of words has erupted over the new rules mandating when and where Vande Mataram, the national anthem, will be sung. Remember that the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued these new guidelines mandating that the national song will be played before the national anthem, and it will include all the stanzas, even the controversial ones. And it is, many parties that are coming out, expressing their objections to these rules, including the AIM. I am calling the move anti-constitutional and an open attack on religious freedom. BJP, of course, there hitting back, saying that for a few, Sharia is over and above the constitution.
सरकार तानाशाही कर रही है, सरासर जुल्म है ये, और कहाँ ये संविधान का हिस्सा है? वंदे मातरम कैसे यहाँ से अपनाया गया था संविधान के तहत, आप बताइए। तो ना ये संविधान का हिस्सा है और ना ही ये राष्ट्रीय गान है। राष्ट्रीय गान तो जन गण मन है हमारा, सब लोग सम्मान करते हैं, खड़े होकर के सल्यूट करते हैं। लेकिन वंदे मातरम के विषय में सैकड़ों मुस्लिम स्कॉलर्स ने और तमाम उलमा ने पहले भी कहा है कि वंदे मातरम में जो यहाँ से जो भावना है वो मूर्ति पूजा का है और इस्लाम इसकी परमिशन नहीं देता।
जुबान पर संविधान पर मन में शरिया और वोट बैंक की दुकान अब कांग्रेस पार्टी के बाद, समाजवादी पार्टी के बाद, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के बाद, जमीयत उलेमा हिंद, जो लोग वोट बैंक की ठेकेदारी करते हैं वो भी वंदे मातरम के गाइडलाइंस का विरोध कर रहे हैं। कितने दुख की बात है कि 150 वर्ष होते हैं वंदे मातरम को। बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी को वंदे मातरम को सम्मान देने के बदले कुछ लोग शरिया को संविधान के ऊपर रखते हैं, शरिया को सम्मान, राष्ट्रीय सम्मान के ऊपर रखते हैं। पहले कांग्रेस के इमरान मसूद हुसैन दलवाई ने विरोध किया, कहा कि ये मुस्लिम विरोधी है, फिर टीएमसी ने विरोध किया और अब जमीयत उलेमा हिंद भी यही कह रही है, अरशद मदनी भी कह रहे हैं कि हम इसको चुनौती देंगे, ये हमारे मजहब के खिलाफ है। अरे भाई, पहली बार जब गाया गया तब रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर जी के आग्रह पर कांग्रेस के सेशन में जो रहमतुल्लाह सायानी चेयर कर रहे थे उसमें गाया गया, तो क्या ये मुस्लिम विरोधी था?
Prashant's back with us. Prashant, it is the national song that will be sung before the national anthem, and that is a new guideline that has been issued. Take us to the objections that are being raised here.
Well, it was all expected. I mean, yesterday the MHA issued the guidelines, and only yesterday some of the Muslim leaders from the Congress party, including Imran Masood, you would recall, have resisted this move, protested this move, saying that it goes against the ethos of the constitution, and particularly it goes against the interests of the Muslims. And in the past also many Muslim organizations have been protested against what they call the imposition of Vande Mataram. The main objection is that why all the 6 stanzas of this national song should be sung. They have been saying that earlier only 65 seconds of the national song was sung, but government is trying to impose the full version of the national song, the part of which is being resisted for the last many years, and they are saying that that goes against the religious beliefs of Muslims. So it was all expected, but after the political parties, now religious leaders like Arshad Madni has also protested this move, but we were all expecting this. But government sources are saying that now the government has taken a decision. It will remain there, and it is here to stay.
Right. Thank you so much, Prashant, for getting us the very latest. Let's get you an NDTV impact where the driver behind the wheel of the Lamborghini car that injured various pedestrians on the road in Kanpur has finally been taken into custody 4 days after he's been on the run. Shivam Mishra has finally been arrested from Kanpur. He's the son of the Kanpur-based tycoon KK Mishra, who has now been produced in court in connection with the accident that left several people injured. Now, it is the lawyer of Shivam who has slammed the arrest, stating that it wasn't even Shivam who was behind the wheel, but it was their driver, Mohan, who was actually driving the car at the time. Remember that the arrest comes shortly after the episode where a driver came forth and confessed suddenly that he was the one driving the car. Now, it is the driver who has gone ahead and said that, but all that has been rubbish because the court has gone ahead and said, why wasn't this mentioned earlier? And where did, the FIR doesn't mention his name, he's not part of the investigation. There is a video that has emerged of, in fact, the bouncers trying to change the number plate of the Lamborghini after the accident, and Mohan can be seen standing right next to them. Well, let's just also get you more details on this. Ranveer, my colleague, joining us. Ranveer, this latest video is also substantiating claims that have been made in the court against the driver who's claiming to be the one behind the wheel.
Kanpur police filed an application before the court demanding police remand for Shivam Mishra, who was allegedly driving the car on the day of accident, while Shivam Mishra's lawyer, they want bail. So court heard both the parties and will decide later that what will be the fate of Shivam Mishra in this case, whether he will be sent to police custody or judicial custody, or the court will grant him bail. So all these 3 possibilities are there, and court will decide after some time that what will happen with Shivam Mishra. But if we talk about the past, on Sunday, a Lamborghini car hit a bike. After that, he tried to escape from the accident site, and during this, the car smashed into an auto and also into the divider of the road. So the witnesses as well as the video footages, it shows clearly that Shivam Mishra was on the driving seat. But yesterday, a surrender application was filed through the lawyer of Mishra family, and it was the surrender application claims that the car was driven by Mohan. So court rejected that application, saying that till now there is no mentioning of the name of Mohan in this case, and how can a person comes to a court and says that I was driving the car and I am the guilty. So court raised the questions on Kanpur police also, and also on the lawyer who filed a surrender application of Mohan. So today Shivam is in police custody now, and he has been produced before court, and court will decide what will happen with Shivam, whether he will be sent to police custody, judicial custody, or the court will grant him bail.
Absolutely, Ranveer. First, let's listen into what the police really has to say on the matter.
देखिए, आज सूचना प्राप्त हुई थी कि वो कानपुर आया हुआ है। उस सूचना के आधार पर हमारी टीमें सक्रिय हुई, उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया और गिरफ्तार करके माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है। बाकी आगे की कार्यवाही माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में की जाएगी।
कितनी टीमें लगाई गई?
5 टीमें गठित की गई थी, वो टीमें लगातार लगी हुई थी और समग्र प्रयास करके आज गिरफ्तार किया गया।
उसने कुछ बताया कि गाड़ी कौन चला रहा था, कैसे क्या है?
देखिए, पुलिस की विवेचना में पूरी तरह से साफ हो गया है कि एक्सीडेंट के वक्त गाड़ी शिवम मिश्रा ही चला रहा था। इसके लिए तकनीकी और चक्षुदर्शी साक्ष्यों के साक्ष्य अंकित किए जा चुके हैं। पर्याप्त साक्ष्य है, माननीय न्यायालय के समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया जाएगा। आगे का विषय माननीय न्यायालय।
आगे क्या कुछ कार्रवाई करेंगे सर?
जैसा मैंने बताया कि माननीय न्यायालय में प्रस्तुत किया गया है, माननीय न्यायालय के निर्देश के क्रम में अग्रिम कार्यवाही।
जमानत प्रार्थना पत्र दे दिया गया है, माननीय न्यायालय के बैठने पर उस पर आर्गुमेंट होंगे। ड्राइवर को, जो शिवम मिश्रा को फाल्सली इम्प्लीकेट किया गया है, वो गाड़ी नहीं चला रहा था। पुलिस ने उसको नाहक में बेनाहक जो है गिरफ्तार किया। नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं चला रहा था जी। ये आर्गुमेंट तो कोर्ट में करेंगे। वो आर्गुमेंट हॉस्पिटल से निकलते ही गिरफ्तार कर लिया, पारस हॉस्पिटल जी, कानपुर। अरे भाई, दिल्ली में इलाज चल रहा था ना। अरे आज भी डॉक्टर की एडवाइस पे।
Finally, Shivam Mishra has been taken into custody. He's been produced in court, and the court, of course, coming down heavily on the claims that are being made, particularly from Shivam Mishra's family and his lawyer. With that, we are slipping into a very short break. Back with a whole lot more on the other side. Stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's leading AI smartphone brand. Motorola Signature, India's #1 camera phone. Grab Motorola Signature today.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल। इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल।
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। पी मार्क, द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933।
बरसों से सरसों।
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause. I reflect. I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
लोग कहते हैं कि जिंदगी एक फिल्म की तरह होती है, लेकिन मेरी जिंदगी सिर्फ एक फिल्म नहीं एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म है। बचपन से पता था मेरे सपनों में दम है, आगे नहीं सबसे आगे जाना है, स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बन के दिखाना है। नाम मिला, फेम मिला, प्यार मिला, I was not just running, I was flying। सबकी जुबां पे बस एक ही नाम, यो हनी सिंह। लेकिन फिर ब्लॉकबस्टर कहानी में आया एक ट्विस्ट, 7वें आसमान से सीधा गिरा मैं जमीन पर। फिर क्या, खुद पे काम दोबारा शुरू, फैंस ने फिर प्यार दिखाया, फिर स्टार नहीं सुपरस्टार बनाया। है ना मेरी जिंदगी एक ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्म। शुक्रिया आपकी प्रेयर्स का और आपके प्यार का। कॉन्सर्ट्स तो आपने बहुत देखे होंगे, बट दिस इज गोना बी कॉन्सर्ट ऑफ अ लाइफटाइम, क्योंकि मेरे फैंस ही हैं मेरी विक्ट्री, मेरी हिस्ट्री, मेरी ग्लोरी। सो कम एंड विटनेस Yo Honey Singh, this is my story।
इनको यहाँ से जाना ही होगा।
जय मां दुर्गा।
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller.
A very good afternoon to all our viewers. Thanks for tuning in to NDTV. This is the Southern View, where for the next half hour we take you through all the top stories from the southern part of India. On this show, of course, joining me is my colleague Rituraj Purohit from Bengaluru. We also have Sam Daniel and Vijay from Chennai. We have Ashish from Hyderabad and Ashwin from Kerala, who will take us through all the updates. First up, we have some breaking news coming to the fore from Karnataka. The leadership issue seems to be at its boiling point. The Deputy Chief Minister, who aspires to become the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, has been in Delhi for the last couple of days, and finally that all-awaited meeting with the High Command has concluded just a while ago. He did meet Rahul Gandhi, had this conversation about what next for him. From what we picked up from our sources, there hasn't been an absolute clarity or a date given for any sort of transition that Mr. DK Shivakumar would have wanted. But he remains optimistic because the message wasn't pessimistic from the High Command either. They've appreciated all the work that he has done for the party and asked him to remain patient. And today, while addressing a press conference in Delhi, that is something that he reiterated once again, that patience is important. And it looks like Mr. DK Shivakumar will exhibit that for some more time. But how long is the question, even as statements keep coming in from his supporters and those who are backing Mr. Siddaramaiah as well. Mr. Yatindra's comments, of course, saying that his father will complete a 5-year term hasn't gone down too well with many of DK Shivakumar's supporters. Mr. DK Shivakumar himself has time and again had a cryptic thing to say about Yatindra being the High Command. So today as well, the conversation was not very different. Let's listen in to what the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka had to say in the national capital.
We are not discussing anything on this. The party has a vision, it has a goal. Party success story is very more important. In the interest of the party leadership is there. Rahul ji, Karge ji, and all our senior leaders. They will take a call whenever they want, feel fit.
Well, that's a reaction that came in during the press conference. But the crux of the story here, viewers, is the fact that the meeting did happen with Rahul Gandhi. Now, we should note that Mr. DK Shivakumar has been there in Delhi for the last couple of days. He met Priyanka Gandhi after the meeting that was held for Assam and for the elections. Mr. DK Shivakumar, of course, is one of the in-charges. But after that, he did want to put his foot down and say, well, a decision or somewhere, some clarity is needed. And eventually today, that meeting did happen. where they did hold discussions briefly at that point in time. What we're picking up is that there was no absolute clarity that was given. However, for Mr. DK Shivakumar, remaining patient seems to be the only way out at this point in time. How his supporters react to this sort of a situation in the days to come is going to be very interesting. But for now, he's remaining very calm, and he says that he will remain patient. But while he stepped out of that meeting, spoke to the reporters there, while questions were posed to him, was not in the greatest of moods that we've really seen Mr. DK Shivakumar. At that point in time, he goes on to say that he cannot really disclose everything that happened in a closed door meeting, and he is in Delhi for political reasons, and he has put all the points before the High Command. Let's listen into this reaction and then the counter that's coming in from the BJP, or rather a jibe.
ತಿಳಿಸಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರನ ಮಾತಾಡದೆ ಬರೀ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಗಾಳಿ ಮುಗ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕಾಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ.
We are last 2 years same questions. Last 2 years same questions. Who is the CM? Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar? So we heard about 50-50, 2.5 years. Last November that date also gone. Now DK Shivakumar went to Delhi for the appeal to the Sonia Gandhi, Kharge, in charge. Nothing happened.
Sir, now
because this is a fight between old Congress and new Congress.
Well, now we've heard the BJP, we've heard Mr. DK Shivakumar himself react to that meeting, but what are the Congress leaders, especially the veterans in the party, really saying? G. Parmeshwar, the Home Minister, who himself, of course, is an aspirant for the top post, had a few things to say. Let's listen into that reaction as well.
ಸುಖಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Well, that was in fact G. Parmeshwar while he was in Madhugiri attending an event yesterday. A few members of the crowd really saying that he should become the Chief Minister. At that point in time, Parmeshwar, they're silencing the crowd. We'll of course also get you a reaction soon to all the developments around what's happened in Delhi. But meanwhile, moving on to another story from Karnataka, my colleague Ritu as well is with us for this. The Karnataka Contractors Association, who had made some serious charges in 2023 against the BJP, alleging 40% Sarkara and more, has now said the corruption is much more. This is not the first time they're saying it, they've said it multiple times, but Ritu will take you through more of these details. Ritu.
Well, very right, Deepak. You see, this is yet another time we are hearing from the Karnataka Contractors Association, which has basically come out very openly to reiterate that the corruption has increased in the Congress-led government when compared to what it was when the BJP was in the power in the past. And further, you see, the association goes on to highlight that many small contractors are basically suffering because their bills are not being paid on time. The bills are still pending. It's been almost months together that they continuously go on requesting the Karnataka Chief Minister as well as the Deputy CM DK Shivakumar as well. But there's no clear word that's been really given to them, due to which the contractors continue to suffer. Now, more importantly, it's important to highlight that they've also warned about the huge protest in the month of March, and they're going to halt the infrastructure related projects in Bengaluru. If that really happens, then the IT city is all likely to suffer as well, with all that already the infrastructural news coming into the fore often from the city. But listening to what exactly that the association president had to say.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಇದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಳೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರದ್ದು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಮ್ದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಪಾಪ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ರುಗಳು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಗುಂಡಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಗುಂಡಿ ಮುಚ್ಚೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ರೋಡಿನ ಗುಂಡಿ ಮುಚ್ಚೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಗಳು ಸುಣ್ಣ ಬಣ್ಣ ಹೊಡೆದಿರೋದು ಅದೇ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಕಾರ.
Well, needs to be seen now how that the government is really going to take this up after constant requests being made to the state government hearing. But back to my colleague Deepak Bopana, who's going to bring us more news from Karnataka.
Well, Ritu, of course, we'll keep a track of how the contractors really respond and whether the payments, of course, will happen. But meanwhile, as far as government schools and their conditions in different parts of the country goes, there is always some or the other apathy that's involved. And here in Mangaluru's Beltangadi, a headmaster has come under the scanner because he arranged a study tour. He wanted to take students to a honey farm, show them how it's done. It was a study tour that was intended. While the intentions were right, but the way he actually managed to move the students is something that has come under heavy fire, especially from the parents and activists. A tipper lorry and a small size tempo was booked, and you can see the students really being packed into it like as if they were sheep or cattle, and then being driven around, not keeping any sort of safety precautions in mind. Right now we are told that the block education officer has been asked to submit a report. There could be action that could be taken against his headmaster, and why exactly would he risk the lives of these students and move them in such an inhumane way is the question that really comes up. We'll of course keep a close track of what happens in this developing story. We should note that as far as this incident is concerned, it has sparked outrage. There have been a lot of question marks that have been raised about the safety of students and whether this was something that was warranted as well. However, right now no response has come in from the education department yet. Well, that's all we have from Karnataka at the moment. I'm going to go across now to my colleague Ashwin from Kerala. He brings you all the updates from there.
Thank you, Deepak. In fact, the state of Kerala, the biggest story right now is the bail that has been granted to expelled Congress MLA from Palakkad, Rahul Mamkootathil. The Kerala High Court today has granted anticipatory bail to the MLAs with imposing strict conditions, including that he should not travel outside of Kerala. His passport must be kept with the police department. Justice Kausar Edapagat, who gave him the bail, stated that from February 16th onwards, for the next 3 days, he must be present for questioning in front of the police between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, this case is related to the alleged case of rape and forced abortion of a woman in Thiruvananthapuram, and after which he had been denied bail several times, but now he has been granted bail by the Kerala High Court. In fact, Rahul Mamkootathil has secured the bail, and the bail conditions are very strict. He has been told to be available for questioning and not to influence any of the witnesses in this case. In fact, there are 3 similar cases which were registered against him, and of which this is the 3rd time he has secured bail. Certainly a time where the MLA will get a sigh of relief, for this is the 3rd bail that he has secured in all the cases. Now, this comes at a time when the elections are nearing, and needs to be seen whether Rahul Mamkootathil will now actively be present for campaigning for the Congress party. The Congress party sources have, however, stated they have distanced him from any kind of campaigning and is not part of the Congress party, as he has been expelled from the party. But the MLA has stated no matter what, till the end of his life, he will be part of the Congress party. Now, the anticipatory bail has been extended, but conditions have been set by the court, and also stated that the police have all rights to mark arrest for him if the questioning is completed, and if there is a scope for any kind of medical examination for him, that also can be done during the period of his custodial arrest as well, between February 16th, and that too has been given for 3 days. Certainly, that's the wrap from the state of Kerala, the latest story from the state of Kerala. Over to my colleague Sam for the latest story from the state of Tamil Nadu. Sam.
Thank you, Ashwin. The ruling DMK has launched a campaign anthem yesterday at a mega rally outside Chennai. In fact, this song has the theme of 2.0 for MK Stalin's government. And the party hopes this will strike a chord with the younger voters in particular. The party is expected to release the video version of this song in a few days' time. And this is what it sounds like.
உதிச்சது உதய சூரியன் பார் ஆட்டம் போட்ட கொட்டிய புடிச்சதால் மாறமாட்டோம் வெளிச்சம் கிடைச்சதால் எங்க கதை அகர முதல தொட்டு அறிஞர் அண்ணா பிளட்டு அகர முதல தொட்டு தலைவர் கலைஞர் பிளட்டு அகர முதல தொட்டு
In that meeting attended by more than 1.5 lakh booth committee workers from Chennai and Viluppuram zones, Party Chief and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin gave a bit of strategy for these booth level workers, asking them to aim at securing 2.6 crore voters across Tamil Nadu, or votes across Tamil Nadu, and that each of them should meet at least 100 people and ensure at least 40 of them would vote for the DMK. And in every booth across Tamil Nadu, in all the 75,000 booths, he wants the party to win at least 400 votes each. The party hopes it will come for a second consecutive term, and he took on the NDA, calling it as Dabba Engine, taking on the NDA slogan of Double Engine Sarkar, and he called his government as a fast engine government before the Dabba engine, as he called it. In fact, Tamil Nadu is looking for a four-cornered contest with the ruling DMK having its alliance intact and hoping for a consecutive term after winning 3 consecutive elections. On the other side, you have the AIADMK, which has revived ties with the BJP after losing 3 consecutive elections, and it's hopeful of a comeback. You also have actor and TVK chief Vijay's party making its political debut this election, and this party hopes they'll be able to repeat the 1967 victory registered by Annadurai. You also have Nam Tamizhar Katchi run by Director Seaman fighting alone, so it's going to be a four-cornered contest, but the opposition says Stalin's strategy will not work and they are quite confident of capturing power, and this is what MK Stalin had to say.
சென்னையும் வட தமிழ்நாடும் எப்பவுமே திமுகவின் கோட்டைன்னு திரும்பவும் நான் நிரூபிச்சு காட்டணும். எப்பவும் போல உங்ககிட்ட இருந்து தான் நம்ம வெற்றியை தொடங்க போறோம். அதனால தான் இந்த கூட்டத்தையும் இந்த மண்டலத்தில் இருந்து நான் தொடங்குகிறேன்.
Lottery King Santiago Martin's son, Jose Charles Martin, for the first time has opened up about his company's huge electoral bond donation to the tune of more than 1,300 crore rupees for political parties including the DMK, TMC and the BJP. He denies there's any quid pro quo. Charles has also launched a party to fight elections in Puducherry from funding political parties. The group is now in a sense trying to fight elections, launching its own party. Charles spoke to me on the funding and why his political foray in the former French colony. Launched your party saying that you will be the chief ministerial candidate. Now you are open for an alliance with some other party, is it?
Yes, I think we are in talks. Talks are going on. Yes, if it is a party like NDA, we cannot, demand much there. So at the same time, for me also, it's just, we don't have much time for me to explore the political ground. So I'm willing to, open up and then see how it goes.
Recent expose by the Election Commission, your company has given 1,368 crore rupees in the form of electoral bonds to parties like the DMK, TMC and even to the BJP, both directly and indirectly. How would you account for this? Why
No, as any company, as any citizen, see, they're not an enemy. They are not from another nation who's trying to come and invade us. And, as a businessman, it's our duty, we have to sponsor this. Otherwise, how will even a trust, for example, how will a trust operate if nobody donates? Same way, our political party will operate.
Was it for quid pro quo? They give you concession, they tweak policies to suit you, and you are returning them for those concessions?
Not exactly. So, if you see from 28% of GST, they have increased it to 40%. And after so many donations, also you keep seeing a lot of raids only happening to us.
Well, that's it from all of us here on the Southern View. We'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Do, of course, watch the Southern View. Now back to the studios for more news and updates.
All right, thanks so much, Deepak, for that. And yes, let's talk about AI now. An Indian AI is saving lives in the wild. Valiant Solutions, Wildlife Eye, an indigenous patented AI-powered system, deploys smart solar cameras at forest edges to detect tigers, leopards and elephants in real time. Take a look.
From language to landscapes, India's AI story is not confined to servers and screens. It is now protecting lives where the boundary between humans and the wild is disappearing. Every year, hundreds of people and thousands of animals are killed in human-wildlife conflicts across India. Tigers, leopards and elephants increasingly cross into human settlements, not out of aggression but survival. Now, an Indian AI solution is helping stop these encounters before they turn deadly. Wildlife Eye and Wildlife IQ, developed by Valiant Solutions, use smart AI cameras and real-time detection systems to identify wild animals the moment they approach village boundaries. Unlike conventional CCTV, these cameras do not just record, they understand. Trained on Indian wildlife and terrain, the system classifies species, tracks movement and sends automated alerts to forest officials and villagers within seconds. What once took hours now happens in moments. This early warning system gives communities time to react, forest teams time to respond, and animals a safe route back into protected zones. In Tadoba Andhari Tiger Reserve, where Valiance first ran its pilot, conflict incidents reduced and response time dropped significantly. Today, the technology is deployed across multiple states, protecting villages, highways, forest corridors, and railway tracks. This is not imported technology adapted for India. It is AI built in India for Indian realities.
We knew that AI has a lot of capabilities which can be brought on table. Valiance was uniquely positioned where we thought we are nature lovers. We understand tech quite deeply. So we wanted to marry these two, and Wildlife IQ and Wildlife Eye were born.
India's strength lies not just in scale, but in relevance. From language models to wildlife protection. Indian AI is being trained on Indian data, Indian challenges, and Indian communities. For forest guards, it means data instead of guesswork. For villagers, it means safety instead of fear. For wildlife, it means space to survive.
AI would be one of the most key ingredients for any society to go ahead. It's exactly like what Industrial Revolution did almost 200 years ago, 175, 180 years, whatever, exact. So that is where we are shifting. We do not need to think that AI will take away jobs. It will not happen. It will just change the nature of the jobs. That is what, and we need to be ready to capture that. It is exactly that moment where steam engine came in and the way the textiles were made to everything was changed. Exactly that thing will happen in the next 5 years.
In the forests of India, machines are no longer silent observers. They are now guardians, protecting both people and the wild. NDTV Bureau Report.
Made in India क्यों नहीं?
हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में।
P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों।
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi. NDTV In.AI Summit 2026 on the NDTV network. Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shivarur, NDTV.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Gargi Rawat. Coming up ahead, a big scoop on the NCP merger. We speak to Supriya Sule on what lies ahead for both the NCPs. It's her first interview after the death of her cousin Ajit Pawar. Also coming up ahead, an interview with the Union Minister Hardeep Puri. He responds to all the charges made by Rahul Gandhi regarding his mentions in the Epstein files. Admit that he did meet with Jeffrey Epstein twice. All that and more up ahead. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking. Kiren Rijiju drops yet another video from the 4th of February. On camera, Congress MPs inside the Lok Sabha's Speaker Om Birla's chamber. Rijiju claims opposition MPs abuse the Speaker. Congress denies it. Rahul faces the heat over the trade deal remarks that he made when he attacked the India-US trade deal. A BJP MP files a notice to introduce a motion to terminate Rahul's membership. This after the BJP has also said that they could move a privilege motion. However, certain remarks of Rahul Gandhi's will be expunged. Union Minister Hardeep Puri speaks to NDTV, hits back over Rahul's Epstein files, claims denies any wrongdoing in his correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, admits he met him twice. Kanpur VVIP brat Shivam Mishra finally arrested. The tycoon son arrested from Kanpur 4 days after the accident involving the Lamborghini that he was driving. He was on the run. What were the police doing? No end to the drama over Karnataka Chief Minister's seat. Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar meets with Rahul Gandhi in Delhi. Sources tell NDTV DKS has been asked to remain patient by the Gandhis. All right, now our big interview, a big scoop by NDTV on the NCP merger. Is it now on the back burner? These are the two NCPs, one that was run by Ajit Pawar, who died in the plane crash, and then, of course, the Sharad Pawar NCP. Now it's out in the open. Supriya Sule tells NDTV the merger is on the back burner. She also backs her nephew Rohit's conspiracy charge regarding the death of Ajit Pawar on the merger talks. She says, what is the hurry? She also questions Sunetra Pawar's hurried oath-taking, where she was sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra just days after her husband died in that air crash. So it puts a question mark on the entire merger. Just listen in to this exclusive interview.
मेरे पास सुप्रिया सुले जी हैं, अजीत दादा पवार के जाने के बाद पहली बार मीडिया से मुखातिब हुए हैं। सबसे पहला सवाल है, मर्जर के बारे में बहुत चर्चा हो रही थी, मर्जर होगा।
ठीक है, अभी दादा ही नहीं रहे तो इस बारे में क्या बात करनी है। तो मेरे ख्याल से दादा थे तब बात अलग थी, बहुत सारी चर्चा। अभी देखते आगे क्या होता है,
क्योंकि यदि दादा रहते तो आज के दिन ही मर्जर होना था, 12 तारीख को।
दादा तो है नहीं, अभी देखते हैं ना।
तो क्या मर्जर का नहीं होगा?
देखते हैं जल्दी क्या है। अभी तो मेरे भाई को गए हुए 15-20 दिन, 15 दिन, 16-17 दिन ही तो हुए। थोड़ा हम सब उस दुख में हैं, उसे बाहर तो पड़े, फिर देखे।
नहीं, मैं समझता हूँ आप दुख में, लेकिन आप तो देखिए कि 4 दिन बाद शपथ भी हो गया वहाँ पे।
ठीक है, जिम्मेदारी की काम होते, लेकिन मैं उस पर कुछ टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहती। लेकिन अभी तो 15-16 दिन तो हुए, देखते थोड़ा टाइम देंगे, देखते हैं।
तो यदि मर्जर होना था तो क्या हम मान के चलते कि पवार साहब और सुप्रिया सुले जी एनडीए का हिस्सा होती?
नहीं, ऐसी बहुत सारी बातें हो रही थी। मेरे ख्याल से अभी दादा ही नहीं रहे तो वो बात करने से क्या मतलब।
तो इसका मतलब ये बैक बर्नर में चला गया है मर्जर।
अभी देखते हैं क्या होता है, देखते हैं क्या होता है।
पवार साहब राज्यसभा में आएंगे क्योंकि बहुत चर्चा हो रही है।
बात होगी, अभी तो 2 महीने हैं उनके टर्म के बचे हुए।
निर्विरोध चुने जाने की बात हो रही है।
महाराष्ट्र में बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि अनअपोज्ड इलेक्शंस होते हैं, अगर सीट्स उतने ही नंबर अगर लड़े तो देखते हैं क्या होता है। अभी तो 2 महीने हैं उसके लिए, तो सबसे चर्चा करके करेंगे।
रोहित पवार भी दिल्ली में, उन्होंने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया है, वो होम मिनिस्टर से भी मिलना चाहते हैं। उनका कहना है कि अजीत दादा के साथ जो दुर्घटना हुई है वो साजिश है, सीबीआई इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
नहीं, रोहित ने एक बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन, फैक्ट्स दिखाए उसने, और मेरे ख्याल से माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का भी कल स्टेटमेंट आया है और उन्होंने कहा है कि वो पूरी डिटेल इंक्वायरी करेंगे। उसके लिए हम सब इंतज़ार करेंगे कि अभी इंक्वायरी में क्या है।
सुप्रिया जी, आपने कहा कि दादा नहीं है तो मर्जर की बात अब खत्म हो गई है क्या?
देखेंगे ना, अभी तो दादा को गए, हम उस शौक से ही बाहर नहीं आए। अभी तो मुझे भी आज भी विश्वास नहीं होता कि ऐसा कुछ हुआ है। तो मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा टाइम देते, राजनीति तो चलती रहेगी। अभी तो मेरा भाई गया, अभी उसमें से तो हम बाहर पड़े। एक ऐसा दुख है, शायद हम उससे कभी बाहर ना आ पाए।
मैं माफ़ी चाहता हूँ, मैं बार बार पूछ रहा हूँ क्योंकि पवार साहब जो है कभी बीजेपी के साथ गए नहीं अपने इतने बड़े पॉलिटिकल कैरियर में। मर्जर होता तो सबसे बड़ा सवाल वही पूछा जा रहा था कि पवार साहब क्या एनडीए का हिस्सा?
अभी जो चर्चा हुई वो दादा और हमारे बीच में, दादा ही नहीं रहा, तो फिर देखते हैं ना आगे क्या होता है। अभी
एक आपका चाहूँगा, बजट पेश किया गया, बजट पे आपकी क्या प्रतिक्रिया?
मेरे ख्याल से कल हमें बहुत दुख हुआ क्योंकि एफएम का जो स्टेटमेंट आया, एक तो यूएस डील पे पूरी क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि एग्रीकल्चर का क्या होगा, आगे क्या होगा, तो वो क्लैरिटी नहीं आई है, उसके इंतज़ार में हम है एक। और दूसरी बड़ी बात है कि कल डेवोल्यूशन के बारे में भी जो कहा 6th फाइनेंस कमीशन के लिए, तो हर एक राज्यों का कुछ अलग सा सुनने में आ रहा है क्योंकि जो पेपर में आया है, तो पूरी क्लैरिटी मुझे नहीं है कि कैसे होगा। सेस के बारे में उन्होंने जो कहा, सीएजी की रिपोर्ट है वो सेस के खिलाफ है, इट्स नॉट वेरी फ्लैटरिंग टू द गवर्नमेंट। तो मेरे ख्याल से आगे बजट में और ग्लोबली इतना डिसरप्शन दुनिया में देख रहा है, तो इन्फ्लेशन कैसे कंट्रोल करेंगे वो आगे आगे देखना पड़ेगा। बहुत कॉशियसली सरकार को आगे स्टेप्स लेने पड़ेंगे।
इंडो-यूएस डील की बात की है, पवार साहब 10 साल देश के कृषि मंत्री रहे, कृषि क्षेत्र में ही सबसे बड़ी बात कही जा रही है। सब जानते हैं कि आपके परिवार का इंटरेस्ट है।
नहीं, हमारे पवार साहब बड़े क्लियर थे और उनकी बहुत लड़ाई भी तब हुआ करती थी कि हम लोग कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करेंगे एग्रीकल्चर पे, और हमारी अपेक्षा है कि ये सरकार ना करे।
कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ है क्या?
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, बड़े कन्फ्लिक्टिंग और कंफ्यूजिंग सिग्नल्स आ रहे हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल से थोड़े दिन रुकना पड़ेगा।
गोयल साहब ने तो कहा कि कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं हुआ, आप बिलीव करती हैं?
नहीं तो अच्छी बात है अगर होगा तो, लेकिन फिर फैक्चुअली हमें स्टेटमेंट चाहिए सारे, क्योंकि पेपर में कुछ आ रहा है, टीवी पे कुछ आ रहा है, अमेरिका कुछ और कह रही है, तो वो पूरा इट्स नॉट इन सिंक विद ईच अदर, तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग सिग्नल मिल रहा है।
चलिए लास्ट सवाल है, एनसीपी का मर्जर होते होते रह गया।
हाँ, हम लोग तो फैमिली तो साथ थी ही, हम पार्टी में भी सब एक दूसरे को ताकत देने, आपने देखा कि हम साथ लड़े तो कितना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस रहा है, लेकिन देखते हैं अभी आगे आगे कुछ चीज़ें डेस्टिनी पे छोड़ देते हैं।
All right, let's go across to Manoranjan Bharti now for more on his exclusive interview with Supriya Sule there, the first interview after Ajit Pawar's death. And Baba, the main breaking news coming out of this is the fact that the NCP merger very well on the back burner right now.
जी हाँ, आप इससे ज्यादा मैं नहीं पूछ सकता था। आपने देखा पूरा इंटरव्यू, मैं बार बार घुमा फिरा के यही बात पूछना चाहता था, लेकिन वो भी बोलने के लिए ज्यादा बोलने के लिए तैयार नहीं हुई। लेकिन जो मुझे बातचीत करके पता चला, जो ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड पता चला कि अब एनसीपी का मर्जर नहीं होगा, अब परिस्थितियां बदल चुकी हैं। अब मुझे नहीं लगता दोनों में से कोई भी साइड जो है वो मर्जर के पक्ष में है। ये जी अजीत पवार रहते तो वो अलग बात थी, उस वक्त ये होता कि अजीत पवार यदि दोनों एनसीपी मर्ज उठता तो अजीत पवार महाराष्ट्र में एनसीपी के नेता होते, दिल्ली में सुप्रिया सुले होती, पवार साहब शायद रिटायर हो गए होते। लेकिन अब स्थिति बदल गई है, पवार साहब के भी दोबारा राज्यसभा में आने की चर्चा शुरू हो गई है, तो आप सेफली कह सकते हैं कि अब महाराष्ट्र में एनसीपी के दोनों दलों का मर्जर नहीं हो रहा है।
जी, और बाबा ये तो पता था कि जो अजीत पवार की एनसीपी थी उसमें सिर्फ अजीत पवार ही वाज द ओनली वन इन फेवर ऑफ अ मर्जर, बाकी जो लीडर्स थे दे वर नॉट इन फेवर, लाइक प्रफुल्ल पटेल, सुनील तटकरे, आल्सो सुप्रिया सुले टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ क्विकली हर सिस्टर इन लॉ सुनेत्रा पवार टुक ओथ एज डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर।
देखिए, ये बात परिवार में अच्छी से नहीं गई है। हालांकि सुप्रिया सुले ने मना कर दिया इस पे कमेंट करने से, उन्होंने कहा कि जो कामकाज के लिए किया होगा। लेकिन जिस दिन ये ओथ हुआ था उस दिन भी ये खबर आई थी कि पवार साहब ने कहा था कि उन्हें मालूम ही नहीं था, उन्हें मीडिया से मालूम चला कि ये ओथ हो रहा है। तो ये सब जितनी जल्दबाजी में है, उसके बाद मुझे लगता है कि अब दोनों दलों ने ये अंदर से तय कर लिया है कि वो अलग अलग ही रहेंगे। अजीत पवार वाली जो एनसीपी है वो एनडीए में रहेगी। अभी जो है सुनेत्रा पवार कल ही दिल्ली आई थी, गृह मंत्री से उन्होंने मुलाकात की। हालांकि उन्होंने राज्यसभा से इस्तीफा नहीं दिया है, उनकी जो सीट खाली होगी तो उस पर उनके बेटे पार्थ पवार आएंगे। और एक और राज्यसभा की सीट जो है वो 2 महीने बाद जब चुनाव होंगे तो एक और राज्यसभा की सीट अजीत पवार गुट के एनसीपी को मिलेगा, तो उनकी थोड़ी सी स्ट्रेंथ जो है राज्यसभा में बढ़ जाएगी। लोकसभा में उनके पास एक ही सांसद है, पवार साहब के लोकसभा में 8 सांसद है, तो वो एक नंबर था जो कि जो शायद सरकार चाहती थी कि यदि वो नंबर मिल जाए तो कंफर्टेबल हो जाए केंद्र में। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि अब वो वर्कआउट नहीं हो रहा है।
All right, thanks so much, Baba, there for joining us. Manoranjan Bharti bringing us that big scoop, that interview with Supriya Sule, who has said that the NCP merger is on the back burner for right now after the death of Ajit Pawar. And she also supported her nephew Rohit Pawar's claims about the accident, his allegations regarding the accident which killed Ajit Pawar. So let's take you through all those developments and what took place. Now, Rohit Pawar, leader of the Sharad Pawar faction of the Nationalist Congress Party, said that the death of his uncle and former Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar was the result of a conspiracy. That is what he called it. He is the first within the family of Maharashtra to make such allegations within the Pawar family. At a press conference in Mumbai yesterday, Rohit Pawar gave detailed presentation. He raised some very serious concerns pointing to the sudden change in Ajit Pawar's schedule. Rohit Pawar alleged that this was not an accident but a conspiracy, and also questioned questioning. This was the time, as we said, there was a plan to combine both the NCPs. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis said that any doubts raised must be addressed and agencies are probing the cause.
महाराष्ट्रातल्या प्रत्येक व्यक्तीला जो प्रश्न पडलेला आहे की अजितदादांचा जो ऍक्सिडेंट होता तो एक अपघात होता का घात होता.
रोहित पवार काय बोलले हे काही मी पूर्ण ऐकलेलं नाही. मला जी काही माहिती आहे त्यात त्यांनी काही प्रेझेंटेशन केलेलं आहे आणि वेगवेगळ्या माध्यमांमध्ये किंवा वेगवेगळ्या लोकांनी ज्या शंका उपस्थित केलेल्या त्या शंका त्यांनी त्या ठिकाणी पुन्हा उपस्थित केल्या. पहिल्यांदा तर अजितदादा पवार हे आपले महाराष्ट्राचे लाडके आणि अतिशय वरिष्ठ अशा प्रकारचं नेतृत्व होतं. त्यामुळे त्यांच्या अपघाताची पूर्ण सखोल आणि नीट चौकशी झाली पाहिजे. ही मागणी काही चुकीची नाही.
All right, so that is what Rohit Pawar had said yesterday. And while allegations made by Rohit Pawar are very serious, NDTV, with the help of a flight simulator, attempts now to determine exactly how Ajit Pawar's plane crash took place. Take a look at this special report.
The image recently shown, just was shown, you could see the runway number marking, you could see the 3 stripes or the 6 stripes which the pilot aims to land to touchdown so that he is well within limits to land. As you can see, I am now closer to the runway, but because of the haze, I can barely make out the runway, but I am not able to yet see the 3 strips that I should be aiming at. So until as I had said earlier, there is no other instrument landing approach or ILS approach which allows me or guides me that, oh, you're too high or too low. I am purely flying on visual reference. So as you can see, as I'm coming closer and closer, I'm sure some of the viewers who are pilots can make out that I'm too high. And as you see, I'm now desperately trying to come close to the touchdown point. And it is a struggle for me because, I'm too high. Had I had the instrument landing system, I wouldn't have been so high because much earlier I would have realized I'm too high and I would have gone lower.
But you went very close.
But I went very close.
Yeah.
But as you can see, visually I am too high. So I decide, visually I realize I'm too high. So I decide at this stage that no, it's no point trying to attempt to touch down, because if I somewhere touch down on the center of the runway and I try to brake and stop, I will run out of runway space.
So can we pause here for a minute?
Yes.
So for our viewers, here you see this is the exact Baramati runway, the area nearby. This is the exact visual representation of Baramati airport and the nearby area. You can see the fields over here. And this is how we would like to tell our viewers that what could have possibly happened to this visual representation.
Yes, so now you can see I'm so close to the runway that now I can see those 6 strips, the vertical 3 on one side, 3 on another side, and that is where the touchdown point has to happen.
Over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can barely see that ahead of those 3 and 3 lines, there are those 2 digits 1 and 1. So that is a confirmation to me that yes, I have lined up in the correct direction of 1-1. But in trying to maneuver, again, in my attempt, I somehow went to the right of the runway. So I realized that, look, it's not the right approach that was needed to land on this runway. So I decided that instead of taking a chance and forcing my way to touch down in the middle of the runway and anyway run out of runway space and, run into the kacha, I will try to do a go around. What it means is I'm trying to go up again, make a circuit and come back again.
So exactly Ajay sir is trying to do what exactly could have happened, because we know as far the investigation is concerned, the pilots tried to land initially. They went very near, but they didn't realize that the runway is not visible, and therefore they decided to make a go round. This is what the eyewitness have also told initially, that the plane initially tried to land, but then it went on a go round. And this is how we are going to try once again. Ajay Paranjpe sir is, through this simulation, is trying to land at the Baramati airport through this visual representation.
All right, let's now get to the latest on the Parliament developments, and the Rahul versus government face-off has escalated inside Parliament over his remarks on the India-US trade deal, where he criticized the trade deal and said it's in favor of the United States. This after Rahul had made a fierce attack yesterday on the India-US trade deal, and he blamed the government for coming out with a very small trade deal. Also questioned whether India would be allowed to buy oil from Russia. Now, the BJP chief whip Sanjay Jaiswal has moved a notice seeking removal of what he calls objectionable portions from Rahul Gandhi's speech. Though some remarks were expunged, the BJP says that is not enough. There will not be a privilege motion, however, as was said yesterday by the government. BJP MP Nishikant Dubey, meanwhile, has filed another motion seeking cancellation of Rahul Gandhi's Lok Sabha membership, alleging that he speaks without facts. And if this motion is admitted at all, it could and be discussed, it could be put to vote, and if passed, Rahul's membership could also be lost. Rahul Gandhi had sharply attacked the trade deal, calling it a weak agreement. He said that the US had India in a chokehold. His sister, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, struck a defiant note, saying the government can do what they can against Rahul. It doesn't affect him.
मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, क्योंकि किसी एमपी के खिलाफ यदि कोई आरोप लगाते हैं, मैं उनकी तरह जो है नियम कानून का हत्या करने वाला आदमी नहीं, या उनकी तरह दादागिरी से जो है ये संविधान नहीं चलाने की बात है। मैंने एक सब्सटेंसिव मोशन दिया है, उसमें मैंने जिक्र किया है कि कैसे ये सोरोस फाउंडेशन के साथ, फोर्ड फाउंडेशन के साथ, यूएसएड के साथ मिलकर थाईलैंड जाते हैं, कंबोडिया जाते हैं, वियतनाम जाते हैं, यूएस जाते हैं, भारत विरोधी ताकतों के साथ किस तरह से मिले हुए रहते हैं। इनकी सदस्यता भी रद्द हो और इनको जिंदगी भर के लिए चुनाव लड़ने के लिए डिबार भी कर दी जाए।
FIR, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे, करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता। FIR, तमाम केस, ये सब क्या क्या करेंगे, करने दीजिए, राहुल जी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
मैंने कल भी कहा हूं, ऑथेंटिकेट बोले तो मैं ऑथेंटिकेट करता हूं, बोलता है। ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए अभी तक रिकॉर्ड नहीं दिया है, अभी तक एविडेंस नहीं दिया है। कुछ भी बिना तथ्य के आधार पर ऐसे बोलते हैं, वो समझे वो राजा महाराजा है, ऐसे ही बोल सकते हैं।
सरकार के प्रिविलेज लाने की तैयारी कर रही है।
वो तो पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री एंड मिनिस्टर डिसाइड करेगा, मुझे उसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं है। लेकिन सदन में हो, सदन के बाहर हो, मोस्ट इमेच्योर्ड बिहेवियर वो हर बार कर रहे हैं, और जनता इसीलिए उनको हार का रुचि हर बार दिखा रहे हैं, फिर भी उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है।
If they file privilege motion, they tried to remove his membership last time. What happened? People elected more than than Modi ji. Check the voters of Varanasi and Rai Bareli. You removed him the parliament there. After the election, people elected him more majority than Narendra Modi ji. We are not bothered about the privilege, this substantiate. We are not bothered about it. If you want to hang us, hang us.
Now, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, in an exclusive interview with NDTV, hit out at Congress MP Rahul Gandhi as he defended himself against attacks from the opposition leader over mention of his name in the Epstein files and allegations that those mentions had compromised India's trade agreement with the US. He did admit that he met Jeffrey Epstein twice, but never went to his island. Take a look at this interview.
What is happening in the UK? What is happening in the US? Howard Lutnick, he met with the same person and he, before the Senate committee, including by Republicans, is being asked to step down.
Yes, yeah, he met him because he met him and went to his island with his children. That's a different issue.
But he went with his children and his nannies.
Hold on.
And this was just 4 years later. You met him 6 years later.
No, I met him. I'll tell you something. If I have to step down or being asked to step down, then I think people are living in cuckoo land. There must be something else I would have done. But because I met a person 11 years ago or 12 or 14 years ago, actually 14, 2013 and 14, which is about 12 years ago, when I was not a part of the government, okay? Those guys had this thing. In UK, the storm is about Peter Mandelson. The guy was passing on information to him. Information which was tradable. And he was passing on information. This is a violation of all kinds of ethics rules. I'm not getting into, I know Peter Mandelson, etc. So please, if we have the ability to draw a distinction between one and the other, So
तो कह रहे moral responsibility होती है, guilt by association.
Guilt by association, to meet a person twice. Tomorrow you go and commit a crime and somebody shows the clip of mine saying you're guilt or you met Padmaja Joshi and so and so. All kinds of things people will say about you. Yeah? And so just because I gave you an interview, meri guilt by association hogi. This Alice in Wonderland characters, Alice in Cuckooland, his father was the Prime Minister when I went to meet Mr. Prabhakaran crossing the mines in Jaffna. Okay, and I flew him here for the India-Sri Lanka peace agreement. Now, because I met a terrorist, wo ho gaya. I mean, look at what the standards are. I said, listen, out of all this, if they want to come out something, I would advise them, don't take a 10-second clip from one of my interviews and put an AI generation on it. Please look at the context. What was the context in 2008? What was the context in 2014? As soon as we knew and we became clear on who this guy was, we cut our losses.
You've never been to the island?
No way. No way. No, not been on the island, not stepped on that aircraft. What's it? The aircraft had an interesting name I read in the email somewhere. But more than that, I cut my contacts with the IPI.
Now the latest in the Lamborghini hit and run case from Kanpur, and with our relentless tracking of this accident, 4 days after the accident, the culprit Shivam Mishra has been finally arrested from Kanpur, the son of the tycoon. He's the son of a Kanpur-based tycoon. Mishra has been produced before court in connection with the accident that left several people injured. Meanwhile, Shivam's lawyer has slammed the arrest, stating that it was not Shivam who was behind the wheel and was being falsely implicated by the cops. Remember, I mean, everybody's seen these visuals of him being pulled out of the driver's seat after the accident as well. We can bring you those visuals. The cops' arrest comes shortly after the episode where a driver also came forward and confessed suddenly as he was the person behind the wheel. This was not accepted by the court. Identified as Mohan, the driver said that the accused Shivam suffered a seizure with his arms and legs shaking and fell onto the driver, causing the crash. However, the court did not seem to be convinced with this theory and rejected the driver's sudden surrender plea, questioning how the driver, who was not even mentioned in the case, had now managed to come forward. In fact, what contradicted the driver's claims were the crash videos themselves, which actually show no second driver inside the vehicle. In fact, Shivam is pulled out, as you can see there, by his bodyguards who were in another vehicle behind. Now, with the arrest of the tycoon's son, the law may finally have caught up, but questions with regards to the procedural delay still remains. Remember, now any blood test will have no meaning, as a test for alcohol has to be done within 24 hours. Well, let's go across to Ajay now for more on this entire story. And Ajay, tell us what's happening now. And, a lot of questions on how the police treated this entire case. 4 days later, there's no alcohol test that can be conducted, which means he will get away with some minor punishment as opposed to a punishment if he was driving under the influence of alcohol. All right, Ajay is there outside the courtroom. As you can see, a lot of security, a lot of media in place there, given that finally Shivam Mishra has been arrested and being produced in court. Remember, this is a case that NDTV has been pursuing relentlessly after this accident that took place in Kanpur when Shivam Mishra was driving that Lamborghini in high speed on the roads of Kanpur and crashed into some bystanders, injuring them severely. Well, let's go across to Ajay now for more. Ajay, tell us what's happening right now. All right, we will try and go across to Ajay. For the moment, slipping into a short break. We'll return with more. Do stay tuned.
US, Malaysia, TV. मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं. इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से.
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933.
सरसों से सरसों.
The sharpest minds driving the global AI narrative. Policymakers, founders, technology leaders. Global perspectives, Indian priorities. The definitive conversation on AI. 18th February, New Delhi. NDTV In.AI Summit 2026. On the NDTV network. Across the country. He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They're now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV. NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva. IBM CEO and President Arvind Krishna. India's AI Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. NDTV is India's voice in the world. First interview with Maharashtra Chief Minister. First interview with Andhra Chief Minister. First interview with Assam Chief Minister. India's first ground event in Davos. NDTV puts India on the global stage. Davos, domination, no debate.
Front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right, Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. And Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions.
Expert advice. The latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your Automate.
Pulling us into this country.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
Welcome everyone to the NDTV Masterstroke Art Awards. Art stands among humanity's most enduring expressions, a mirror to society, a catalyst for ideas and a legacy that transcends generations. Across time and civilizations, art has not merely reflected the world as it is, but imagined the world as it could be. In India, a nation defined by pluralism, memory and imagination, art has played a vital role in shaping cultural consciousness and public dialogue. It is in recognition of this timeless significance that NDTV has curated the Masterstroke Art Awards, a platform dedicated to honoring artistic excellence and those who nurture, shape, and advance the cause of art in India, like all of you here today. As India's first private news channel,